Hey everyone, Kuro the artist here. Welcome to the 6-year anniversary stream of 5YL. I started this comic 6 years ago. Y'all pretty much know the story by now. But it's, yeah, 6 years in the making. I just released Recalibrated Chapter 6, which you can see in the link down below. The next couple of chapters are gonna be put to the same refurbishing, if you will, looking for typos, looking for errors, changing things up for the better, hopefully. You can always improve. And that's what I'm using this as an opportunity for, so that when we eventually dub it with the motion comic, it can at least be the most efficient experience that I can do. And I like to think that, I'm making something special here, and all of you here are here to, how do you say, I don't know, just hang out, really. I mean, there's not really much to introduce. But what I'm doing here today is I am in my Discord as well. I have a stage chat going right now, where I'm just going to let people on randomly. It's the first time I've ever done something like this. The first time I ever even had a stage was a couple days ago as an accidental test drive. So if any of y'all were some of the people that were accidentally pinged the day I was doing the test, my bad. But I think it would be interesting to experiment with a little bit more one-on-one interactions. All of the streams I've done, usually I'm here with a co-host, or if we have guests on, it's a very controlled thing. I do Patreon streams where we talk with the guests sometimes, but even then, it's a big group of people. We do art streams, we watch videos, we have a Minecraft server. So I like to think I do make an effort to interact with the fans, but this would be an opportunity to do one-on-one interactions. And we could pretty much just wing it. Like, I don't have a schedule this time, I'm not gonna lie. A large contributing factor is because of the projects we are doing. I wasn't able to put something together, so this is it. But I figured I'd use this as an opportunity to try something new. I see a lot of creators and streamers go live just to talk to their audience. I always feel like with the kind of content we do, I always want to have a subject ready to go for my streams, or like a purpose to them. I've never just gone live for no reason. And even now, it's kind of structured, but it's a lot more loose. So I'm going to be letting people on for like a minute or so, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, however long. You can ask questions. You can say whatever you want to say. If you want to send me some fan art to look at, I can. I also have a second window where you can see my canvas. I'll show you that real quick. So if I need to draw anything, or open up a project file or something, that's available. This is a quick picture of Danny that I sketched for the anniversary. As some of you might know, the first chapter of 5YL came out on Danny Phantom's anniversary, so 5YL shares a direct anniversary with it. So while I'm celebrating 5YL, we're also celebrating the Dannyversary, as some of the fans call it. And yeah, so I do have some quick ground rules I want to lay down before I start letting people on. First of all, there's no guarantee I can answer your questions if you ask them. If it's spoilers, or if it's something I want to wait on saying, or if I just feel like it's a topic that I'm not trying to discuss on stream right now. That was probably a Twitch notification. Thank you very much, and you know what? I will answer that in a second. But let me get through these rules, I guess. So there's no guarantee I can answer your question. There's no guarantee I can get to everyone. We already have 89 people in the stage chat. So I think I'm just going to keep randomly selecting people. We're going to try to keep things moderately paced. I'd love to have a discussion with all of you, but I want everybody to have a chance to speak. So I'm not saying you gotta feel so pressured to rush through and just get this over and done with, but do keep in mind I am trying to just see a fair amount of people, so I might try to speed things along if I feel like your time might be dipping in a little bit too long into the stream. I am willing to look at fan art, but also please don't use this as a opportunity to just start shelling out your content, I guess. I don't want this to become a thing where everybody's just trying to promote themselves. I'd like to have more discussions based on things in the community. But of course, if it's just a fan drawing or something, I'd be more than happy to take a look at it. And rules of trolling. If it happens, I'm just gonna try to remove them, and we'll move on. But yeah, never done this before, so let's see what happens. We got Diesel right here. I'm gonna let you on. Hey, how's it going? Awesome. Yeah. Well, great to have you here. So what do you want to talk about? Oh, so the origins of 5YL. Ooh, hold on. The YouTube people are saying they can't hear Diesel. My mistake. This happens a frequent amount of times when I'm streaming. I have to have my audio tracks separate when I record my breakdowns so I can separate my voice track from the episode. And I often forget to turn it back on, so I'm sorry. But basically what Diesel here is asking is, how did I get started making the crossover 5YL? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I started off with a Facebook page, as some people might know. It was just Kuro the Artist on Facebook. I'm pretty sure that page is gone now. But I would just be doing random requests and stuff, just trying to gain a following, so that my art can have more exposure. And then once I had a fair amount of attention, I wanted to do something with it. I tried a couple of comics. The production became a lot more taxing, than I thought. So with 5YL, there's a lot of small reasons that sort of built up to this grand gesture to do it. One of them was just to make something like elaborate. I already tried making a couple of comics, and they all fizzled out because I came across problems and errors that I only learned by doing it. So now I felt more prepared. This was also at the height of like the Go Ghost Again popularity. I felt everybody was really trying to get Danny Phantom to come back, so I was like, well, I can create a Danny Phantom comic. And I also frequently drew him a lot with Ben 10 for my own amusement, and I was just like, it was also at the time, it's been a few years after Ben 10 ended. The reboot was just starting out, but a lot of older fans had a hard time getting into that. So I kind of also wanted to use it as an opportunity to rope in all of the massive amounts of Danny Phantom fans and show them Ben 10 and be like, well, what do you think of this? Via the crossover. And then the Ben 10 fan base exploded with it, and now I feel like they significantly outweigh the Danny Phantom fans. But in more of a technical sense, I would say I started just by trying to do something and being okay with it being crappy, I guess, in a word. A lot of it, I was still working like other jobs at the time, so I wouldn't have as much time. I didn't have a tablet. I didn't even have a computer. I had like a really old laptop. What's that?
I said you had no tablet?
No, really? I do. The first 7 chapters were drawn on pen and paper. I would draw my borders with a ruler, and then I would draw it out. And I had a scanner. I scanned it onto the laptop, and then colored it in with Photoshop. In fact, originally I wasn't even planning on coloring it. I wanted it to be black and white for efficiency, so that I can get a lot of chapters out easily. That ended up not happening, and just over time I kept finding easier ways to improve. I learned how to use Adobe Illustrator so that I can rasterize my drawings as vectors, so they came out higher quality. Then eventually I just got a tablet and forced myself to learn to use it. But I would say if I wanted to wait to be in the position where I am now, I wouldn't have been able to do it. I needed to just focus on, give myself the hard truths of what I'm capable of. I'm like, I can draw on paper, I have a laptop, I somewhat know Photoshop. That's enough to make something, right? It might not be the best. I'll probably learn more along the way. And it's not gonna be a work of art, but it's something. And that led to me improving. That led to me founding the Ink Tank. That led to me learning a whole bunch of new skills. It led to me being able to to profit off of it so that I can buy myself better equipment. So I would say, and this also kind of answers the other chat request I got, where it's just like advice for Ben 10 projects. So to answer that question with a bit of advice and to wrap up your segment, I'm sorry, I know I'm blathering a lot.
You're good.
Just recognize what you're capable of and use that and make something and put it out there. Like, don't wait. Like, it's never going to be the perfect version of it. Whatever you see in your head, that's not what you're going to make. That's impossible. So just recognize what you can make and put it out there and see what people say and learn from the feedback, even if it's negative. Why didn't they like it? You know, and then is that something you want to take as something to change and improve upon yourself? Or is it just because that person didn't vibe with it? Like separating the constructive criticism versus the people that just don't like it, you know. But you're gonna hear a lot of people say some harsh things the more you recognize the more it's recognized. So don't get discouraged. Just make something and see what happens. Go for it, and you might strike gold.
All right. Well, thank you. Really solid advice. I didn't expect it. I thought you were gonna say something like, just practice, but that's really solid advice.
Oh, thank you. Sorry to eat up a lot of your time with that monologue.
Yeah, you're good,
but
man.
yeah, no, I appreciate you coming on and asking the question.
All right. Thank you so much, man.
No problem. You have yourself a good day.
You too.
All right. Cool. So that was well. I'm gonna try not to turn everything into a whole big backstory monologue. But yeah, let's get somebody else. We got Ewan. Let's go here. I'll give it another couple of seconds before I select somebody else. Let's go Ender Exotic. How you doing? I think when I click you have to also confirm. Oh, and also, for the people watching the YouTube stream, let me know how the audio is, because I'm also playing music through Epidemic Sound. If that's too loud or quiet, just let me know. But anyways, how you doing, Ender Exotic?
Pretty good. I'm a big fan of you. Been watching all your breakdowns. So I have been wondering, what do you think, like, what's your favorite concept from the Ben 10 reboot? Because my personal favorite is most likely the season 2. With all the upgrades and soft raw.
Like, what's my favorite thing that they've done?
Yes.
I feel like an easy answer would be Vilgax, just because I feel like they really did a lot with him. But from comparison, Vilgax didn't have a lot going on, at least backstory-wise, with the Prime continuity. So it was easy to add on to it. But the things that they did add on to it specifically, I think were very smart moves. I think it was an interesting idea to connect him directly to Azimuth. I wish we could have seen a little bit of it. I know we saw like some images, but because of the Vilgax you see in the reboot, it's hard to really envision him working with Azimuth, but I wouldn't say it's unbelievable. It's just intriguing. Yeah, I really like what they did with Vilgax. I think the anti-tricks could have been cool if we ever really got more info on it. And the fact that Kevin, Gwen, and Ben all sort of have a relationship with each other. They're sort of the unofficial trio. I know Max is a big part of the reboot, but like Ben and Gwen get along a lot better in the reboot than the classic series, and Kevin is less of like a, I'm gonna murder everybody kind of person, and more of just like a rival to Ben who slowly starts working with him sometimes. So I really like that they did different things with the characters.
Yes. And another thing, do you believe that Albedo was the one that gave Kevin the dream of making the anti and the wherever his own Omnitrix?
I believe Vilgax said it was him in the Versus the Universe movie. Didn't he? Wasn't he the one who told Kevin to build the Anti-Trix? I don't 100% recall that, but I think it was Vilgax.
Because most likely that would have been a perfect time to introduce Albedo with the reboot, because Alien Force, Omniverse, like he barely gets like screen time.
Yeah.
And he's such a great character.
No, yeah, I mean Albedo is a great character, I agree. I think the reboot started off very unserialized, so they were afraid to really like have like important characters outside of the trio, aside from like reoccurring villains. But the longer it went on, Kevin was sticking around, then Phil was sticking around. I think if it went on long enough, eventually if not Albedo, a character like Albedo could have appeared. But yeah, I mean, it would have been neat to see him. I agree to that. But yeah, I mean, thanks for coming on, man.
And another.
Oh, okay. We'll do one more quick
welcome.
one. Yeah,
Have a nice day, Guster.
You too.
I was about to ask about the.
The what?
I was about to ask about the 5YL.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You can go ahead and ask
X.
real quick, but.
Okay. With the Alien X and stuff, do they really have a weapon to kill Alien X?
Oof, that's something I can't answer. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're just gonna have to find out.
I tried.
It's all good. All right, take care, man.
Have a nice day.
All right, that was good. I appreciate all those questions. I will say though, try to limit it to 1 or 2 questions in the future. I don't blame him since I didn't say that. So but from this point forward, 1 maybe 2 questions. If we can do that, that would be great, folks. Let's let on. We got Gabriel. Let's see. How you doing today?
Very good, you?
Not too bad. So what's going on?
Oh, I got one question.
Sure.
What are your thoughts on Decimus in design?
What are my thoughts on what?
Decimus, like the Cybertronian.
Oh, right. I think he looked all right. I mean, I'm not really a big Transformers fan, so I'm not sure what really makes a good Transformers design. But I mean, it looked fine to me. I know Derek J. Wyatt not only worked on Transformers, but was a huge Transformers fan, so I have confidence he probably gave that design a lot of care in trying to make it look like something that really worked for the world. And it makes sense to have a Cybertronian, so I think it's pretty cool.
And for the second question, how would it work as an ult?
How would he work as an ultimate?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, like I said, I'm not super versed in Transformers, but if I were to wing it, an ultimate Transformer. I don't know. My mind goes to maybe he can merge with the technology around him, but I'm trying not to make it upgrade. How at least I've seen the Michael Bay movies. I hate to use that as the core of my argument, but an Autobot would assign itself to a vehicle to transform into. Maybe it can do more than one vehicle. It doesn't have to just stick to one. You can merge with an entire Amazon warehouse or something and turn it into a big creepy spider looking thing. I don't know.
Ooh, good idea.
Sorry, that's all I really got for Transformers.
Very good idea, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Alright, well, thanks for coming on, man. Take care.
You're welcome.
Toodaloo. Alrighty. Scary Ostrich. Just kind of clicking names. What's up, Scary Ostrich? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Not too bad. So, what's going on?
Nothing much. Just wanted to say how much of a big fan I am.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. What part of our content do you like? Is it 5YL? Is it the videos?
It's both.
Oh, sweet.
That's actually what got me back into Ben 10 was watching you guys' videos and the content.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I've heard that our work brings a lot of people back into the show, so I'm always thankful when I hear those stories that it really is doing something, because I'm such a huge fan of the franchise. So if my stuff can entice people to want to engage with it more, that's freaking awesome. So I should be thanking you.
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on. Hope you have a good day, Scary Ostrich.
All right, you too.
Toodaloo.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Alrighty. Let's let this guy on. I don't know. What's he got to say?
Hello?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing today?
what's your favorite Ben 10 alien?
Oh, you know what? I really think Jury Rig is the coolest dude out there. Like,
He said it! Clip it right now, everybody!
oh man.
Nah, but I just wanted to hop on real quick to say happy anniversary, of course. Thank you so much for including me in working on this and being a part of this community. You got me into this community from the very beginning. And I just wanted to say how much I appreciate all of that and all the work that we've done together.
Oh shucks.
Yeah.
Man, you're putting me on the spot here.
Yeah, welcome. This is a stage.
For those on YouTube, if you since you can't see it, this is OR Ash.
That's Peter Griffin. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
Yes,
it's
hello.
like words can't describe how much your work means to me. Like, I mean,
Dude, same.
Yeah.
Legitimately, without you having without you hitting me up to help you work with the comic and everything, I would not be where I am currently.
Kuro,
I
just come
I
out
wouldn't
as
have
trans
any.
today.
hold on,
form
sorry,
of
the
a
bot is
starting
talking.
career.
21 think you also is
Oh,
really
I'm
way
so
up
sorry to
there
cut you
in
off.
It's fine.
One of the Twitch bots went off, and I wanted to hear you. I am so sorry to interrupt you in the middle of that.
You're good.
You can, all right, you can continue.
I was just saying that quite literally, without you like hitting me up to help work on the comic and everything, I would not be where I am currently. I wouldn't have the at least beginnings of an art career and status that I have, and I appreciate everything that you've done for me, that I've gotten to work on for you, and just working with you in general has just been a blast. And I can't believe how long it's been already. I know I haven't been there since the very beginning of the comic, but it has been like 5-ish years for me here, at least.
Damn, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I am just as grateful and thankful to have you part of, like, and I'm very happy to hear that you've benefited so much from this as well. Like, it literally would not be the same without you. So, you know, of course, like, you know, not only are you a great person to work with, but, you know, you're one of the closest people in my life. So thank you. And, you know, I'm glad that, you know, we were able to do this together. It's freaking awesome, man.
It is. It very much is. Ugh. But yeah, I won't eat up any more time. I'll let other people talk. I just wanted to pop in and say hi and appreciation. And yeah, with that, I'm surviving. Are you?
He didn't say peace. He just dips. All right, OR Ash, everybody. The legend himself, voice of Horus, background artist, Ultimates Overhauled, Fusion Fall. OR Ash's Fusion Lab. I was trying not to say Fusion Friday because that's what it used to be. But yeah, always good to have him around, and of course that extends to Hershey, Fro, and Kellen as well. Everybody in the tank, and you know, all the mods, the wiki team. You know, all of this is built on the people I have in my life. So thank you. We're gonna click another random person, see what happens. What's up, Jonathan Johnson? How you doing?
Well, my name's Jonathan.
Hi, Jonathan.
I am a fan of Danny Phantom and Ben 10. I write fan fiction and stuff, and really my question is, what is your favorite ultimate alien?
Ooh, Ultimate Echo is my favorite Ultimate. I think he's great because he improves on the original's powers, but it's not just Echo getting stronger. Like, his abilities change. Like, instead of duplicating with the sonic discs, some might see that as a debuff, and I definitely feel like it is in a way that it's not Ben's consciousness splitting up anymore. But I like how it changes the power, and it's obviously more powerful. It changes his look. He sounds cool. So I think he was the most well done. Conceptually, second place, I would say Ultimate Humongosaur is pretty well done, despite the missile hands being such a weird thing. But yeah, I would say Ultimate Echo is my favorite. How about you?
Completely not really agree. Echo is the GOAT, the greatest of all time.
That's what's up, Jonathan. Totally. Ultimate Echo for life, bro.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Toodaloo. Thanks for coming on. Alrighty. Yeah, keep popping those, let's see, there's little hand icons. Is that what I click? Because I've been clicking it in the little request to join thing. I'm gonna try... Nope, that's not what it does it. Okay. Oh, now things are popping up. Okay. Alright, okay, well, now everything's popping up too fast. There we go. The Chrono Sapien Enthusiast. What's going on?
Hello, Kuro.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. I'm having a good stream so far. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I am currently drawing an alternate take on Ghostfreak for an ATU I've come up with.
Yep.
Alright.
Are you posting it somewhere or? Oh, sorry. What's up?
No. Oh, okay. Before I say my question, I'm not posting it anywhere just yet. I'm still in the middle of drawing it.
Okay.
Yeah, I might post it later once I'm done with it, but it might be a while.
Alrighty.
Alright. But anyway, as for my question, how does it usually go for designing character concepts for the stuff you make?
It really depends. I have two completely different methods between human characters and creatures. And then also in that regard, I feel like a different avenue is, do I have to draw this character more than once? Like, when it comes to just drawing something for fun, like a lot of the wiki art and stuff, I kind of just allow myself to have more fun with it. But if you're going to be designing a character that you're going to draw a lot, first of all, it has to be something that comes... It should have a semblance of coming naturally to you. Like, it shouldn't be such a struggle where... It could be a struggle at first, I guess. But if you feel like you can't figure it out and you're still working with it and it's just not working, fine-tuning, if not the design, maybe the art style itself, just allowing yourself to be comfortable with it and also experimenting with drawing them at different angles. Like, I know drawing a character looking up like this is such a hard angle to do because you don't want to draw a line on the chin. Well, some art styles, it looks fine. And then you can get away with it with shading, but it's weird. Some things in real life don't work in art. Like, if anything, like in art, like with something straightforward, you have to draw it slightly at an angle in order for it to look good. But yeah, I would say when it comes to character design, in any regard, just make sure it's something that you can work with, and it shouldn't feel disconnected. Like just feel out what the strongest part of the character is and focus on that.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I hope that helps. I know it's kind of a weird answer, but
Yeah, that's fair. It's totally fine.
alrighty.
I think you answered it in the best way you could.
Thank you.
All right, have a good one.
You too. Thanks for coming on.
You're welcome.
Alrighty. Let's click this one. What's up, Dawn?
Hi, Kurt.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
So, what's up?
I'm a really big fan of your work,
Thank you.
and happy anniversary.
Hey, thanks, man. Happy anniversary. I'm saying it back like it's Christmas or something. My bad. But no, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I have been following your work for I think 3 years.
Oh, so you've been around the block.
Yeah. I even commissioned some my fan. I think not really fan alien, just crossover alien for Ash.
Wait, I'm sorry. You said you commissioned a crossover alien from Ash?
Yeah. Like my hat right now is I commissioned Ash to draw Alicorn from My Little Pony.
Oh, yeah, that does look like Ash's work. I see it now. Signature splotch backgrounds. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, thanks for sticking around this long and supporting Ash with his art. He always makes great stuff.
Yeah. My question is, in the previous stream of yours, you says you are considering reopening your commission this year?
Yeah, I am considering it. Whether or not I can get around to it is always the biggest struggle because typically it's become expected where I stream my commissions as well. And I know some people are fine with not having their commissions streamed. But it becomes a whole other project in of itself that every time I think I'm about to have free time, something changes. Usually it's always for the better. It's just opportunities keep growing, things keep expanding, and I'm just doing my best to keep up with my own life, to put it weirdly. So I'm constantly thinking about opening commissions because I feel like doing them helped improve my art a lot. I got to draw a lot of things I normally wouldn't have if people didn't ask me to. And I'm very eager to do that again. But it's just so hard to commit to it because I know how explosive it will turn into. And I'm not ready to take on that responsibility yet. But it's always in my mind, and I'm always thinking about the potential of trying to get them back open.
Okay, yeah. I'm really looking forward to you reopen your commission.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, as long as you're in the Discord, I assume you're keeping up to date on what's going on. So once they're open, I'll make an announcement. So it will be known when they're open. So just look out for that, but I can't guarantee it'll happen anytime soon.
Thank you really much.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for coming on.
You too.
Alrighty. Toodaloo. Alright. Boom. Who's this? Oh, I have my Discord cropped weirdly. I can't read that out loud. Hold on.
It's Hammy.
Hammy, what's up, Hammy?
Yeah, so I have 2 questions.
Sure.
I'm gonna ask the first one.
Would you mind speaking up just a teeny bit?
Okay.
Thank you, sorry.
So besides... Yeah, no worries. So besides the main characters, so like Grandpa Max, Rook, and the trio, who is your favorite character besides like these 5?
Ooh. I mean, the Plumber's Helpers is where my mind immediately goes to, and out of my favorite Plumber's Helpers, Alan. But we don't see so much of Alan that it's hard to have an attachment to him beyond just a general fascination. But so someone with a little bit more depth, I would say, Paradox is a given. He's just fantastic. I think...
I would definitely...
What's
Paradox.
up? Paradox? No, yeah. Paradox would probably... If I had to choose, it would be Paradox. But I also want to shout out... Malware and Cervantes are an interesting duo. They push Ben in different directions. Which creates a more interesting story than just, this guy's going to try to take over the world. Which Malware does try to do in his own way. But it's a little more personal. So yeah, Paradox and... Cervantes and Malware, just because of the way they shake things up in the story. I think that's great.
Okay. So for my second question...
Yep.
Do you watch anime? And if so, which is your favorite?
Do I watch... what?
Anime.
Anime.
And if so, which is your favorite?
You know what's funny is, I was just talking the other day about an anime. It was the first anime I've ever completed, and it's so funny because the episode length is 5 episodes. So it's like watching a movie. But technically, it was the first one I ever completed start to finish. It was Afro Samurai. I was very fascinated by the art style. The story is pretty cool. It's nothing special, especially since it's like very short. You can't do much with it. But that was a very influential anime to me. Naruto is Naruto. What can I say about Naruto that hasn't already been said? Death Note was pretty good. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I would say I have a pretty basic flavor for the anime that I like. It really is a lot of the mainstream ones. I want to delve into more niche ones, but it's the same thing you might have heard me say before in something else, possibly. It's just so hard for me to watch stuff because I'm always looking down drawing, so it's easier for me to listen to stuff, and anime is a very visual medium. So I don't want to start watching something I care about until I have time, and that's usually where things like other shows people are trying to get me to watch come in. So like outside of the basic animes, it's harder for me, but I do try to indulge myself in as much anime as I can.
I think I agree. I mean, it's okay to have basic taste as long as you enjoy what you're watching. It doesn't
Right.
matter what you're watching. So.
Oh, and Dragon Ball Z
do
too. I
agree.
can't believe I didn't mention Dragon Ball Z. So sorry, continue.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is definitely like, in my opinion, top 10 anime of like all time.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
FMAB.
So anyway, thank you. Like, I love your videos. Like, I was just like randomly searching up one day like Ben 10 reviews because I finally got decided to watch Omniverse after like 3 years, and then I found your channel when it was called like Kuro the Artist.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
I
that's
found-
old.
Yeah, and I found that your Ben 10 can beat Goku video, and I was like intrigued, and since then, I've just been following you. Yeah, it's crazy. You're amazing.
Thanks, man. I mean, thanks for sticking around so long. Like, you've been around for a while. Like, I'm pretty sure I changed the channel name in 2018, which is like 4 years ago now. So, I mean, if you remember back then, that's crazy, man. So, I mean, thanks for supporting our content. I'm glad you like it, and thanks for coming on, man. It was great talking to you.
Thank you. Happy anniversary.
Thanks,
See ya.
man. Toodaloo, Hammy. Alrighty. This person's name is Wildcard. How can I resist? What's up, Wildcard?
Oh, hello.
Hello, how you doing? Nice
Hey,
diamond head
Kuro, what's
profile
up?
pic.
Oh, thank you. My friend drew it for me, actually.
Oh, sweet. So what's going on?
Nothing much. I'm actually in classes right now.
Oh, yeah?
I was just kind of listening. In
What class you in?
calculus.
Calculus. Yeah, how do you feel about calculus?
It's pretty okay for me. I'm not struggling in it too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that was something like when I was taking it, I was all right at it, but I don't enjoy it as much as like English or something. So what's going on? What can I do for you?
I guess I just got one question. If you had to pick one alien to remove from like the entire show, what alien would it be?
To remove?
Yes, to remove.
See, I feel like back in the day I would have said Alien X, but because he played a large contributing factor into the relevancy of the show, for better or for worse, I will say, it's hard to just say get rid of him, because he makes him such a difficult character. When Ben's capability and his story and threat level, it's always just like blah 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 blah. But what if he just used Alien X and solved everything? So, but I mean, I feel like it's hard to have the show without Alien X now. So I would just say an extra one that doesn't really matter. Ball Weevil? Maybe?
Ooh, I kind of like that one, so...
Oh, yeah, I know. No, Ryan... Or Ash Ryan, he's a huge Ball Weevil fan, so he probably hates that I said that. But I just don't care about Ball Weevil. Like, I don't even dislike him. It's just like if the show didn't have him, I feel like it would be the same.
Nah, I totally get it.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm a big fan of you. Love all your videos. You actually inspired me to start working on like a mod for like an actual like version of the Omnitrix that has like full functionality besides, you know, actually transforming you into aliens.
Oh yeah? On what? Like an Apple Watch or a computer or something, or?
On an Apple Watch, I'm currently learning like Apple Watch OS programming right now, so I could like try to create an app.
Are you watching the stream?
Synchronize with like
like visually?
No, not currently.
Oh, okay, I was gonna
listening on
hold something
Discord.
up. I was gonna say, is it because I have an Apple Watch, and I was gonna say whenever you're done, I will happily download that and give it a shot. But yeah, I mean, whenever you create that thing, I'd love to try out the Omnitrix simulator.
Yes, I will totally let you know. I think there's already one that exists there. The one I'm creating will only kind of work with my version of the Apple Watch because I'm actually modifying the hardware on my watch to like look more close to the show itself.
Oh, so you're doing a full-on like Omnitrix.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome, man. You're like, do you feel like Azimuth?
No.
You should, because that's what you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
But
There's
that's
already
awesome.
a version of it that exists on the App Store. If you want to check it out, I guess. That's what inspired me a little bit as well.
Yeah, I should. Like, I haven't really like done a lot of like fun things with the watch. It's mainly just to be able to like look at like my GPS or like texts without having to pull out my phone when I'm in public. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of cool stuff on the App Store. Ben 10 Watch might be there, so I should check that out. Thanks, man.
No problem. Thank you for letting me ask the question.
Of course. All right, toodaloo.
Have a good day.
Alrighty. Things are going good so far. I haven't needed to change screens or anything, which is nice. Yeah, we're just having casual conversations. I think this is going pretty well. I hope everyone who's here who hasn't gotten a chance to speak yet, and potentially might not because I don't know how long I'll do this for. I hope you're at least still enjoying this and, you know, getting something out of it and finding interest in the discussion. But let's get somebody else in here. What's up, Gibster15? I almost said Glibster. That's why I hesitated. What's up?
Hi.
Hi. How you doing, man?
Doing great. Well, first of all, big fan of what you do.
Thank you.
And, I guess I'm supposed to ask a question, aren't I?
I mean, you don't have to. It's just, you know, that's something to do. But, I mean, you can just talk. Unless there's something you want to know. I mean, by all means, ask a question. I can ask you a question. What are your plans today?
I was doing some art.
Yeah. What you drawing?
Well, I make up my own Pokemon, so I do that.
That's pretty cool. Where do you usually start with that? Because I don't think I've ever made a custom Pokemon before. I know Ash has made quite a handful, and it seems like a pretty, like, the Ben 10 community and the Pokemon community seem very close with each other. But what goes into making a Pokemon?
Well, you kind of have to think about sort of what this Pokemon means, like, for what you're doing for it, because there's a lot of factors to consider. Like, for example, how many stages it have, what's it going to look like, how detailed is it going to be, and not quite a lot of Pokemon have a lot of thought and inspiration that goes into their design, so there's that to consider.
Is there anything, like, I guess that restricts a Pokemon? Because, like, with Ben 10 aliens, I feel like you can get so random and still call it a Ben 10 alien and it's fine, but, like, what shouldn't a Pokemon do? Can they have multiple abilities? Well, like, I mean, I know they have multiple abilities. Like, can one be, like, water and fire or something, or?
Well, yeah, type. Well, obviously one of the... well, a Pokemon can't have 3 types. There are abilities that can give a Pokemon a 3rd type, but they can't 3rd type originally.
Now, is that, like, an artificial ability, or are some Pokemon just, like, born that way?
Well, I guess it depends on the speed. I'm pretty sure, because, like, they don't actually gain the type, they either gain, like, the weaknesses or the effectiveness of that type. I'm pretty sure there are abilities that give a 3rd type.
Like, it'll be like you slap this on and this guy, like, does extra damage against fire types or something? I'm just trying. I'm sorry. I don't mean to, like.
No, I'm not really good with competitive. I'm more of, like, the design aspect of it.
Okay. All right. So then, what's your favorite Pokemon you ever designed?
I ever designed? Ooh. Oh, you're really giving me the hard questions. 1 second.
Yeah. Now I'm interviewing you.
Yeah. Oh, I need to get my tablet out and everything. Right. So, my favorite one that I've ever done.
Sorry to put you on the spot. I mean, like.
Oh, it's fine. Alright, so out of all of the ones I've designed,
yep,
there was one that I made called Fowinazard. It's a fire and psychic type, and it's this Age Phoenix.
A what Phoenix?
A mage.
Oh. Like a oh shit, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, fire and psychic type is basically meant to be like the old master type, like Dumbledore, Gandalf, Yoda. And it's magical as well. It has a big staff as well.
Cool. So, the staff, would every, if that Pokemon was a whole species, would every one of them have a staff? Or just that one?
Every one of them would have the staff. There's some Pokemon that when evolving, just they get an item, it sort of just appears out of nowhere. So, like, when this Pokemon evolves from its first stage, it just gets the staff.
Alrighty. It's cool that Pokemon can do that. Like, again, like, this is all news to me.
I don't really know what channel I could send it in, though.
There's a chat right here on the side.
Oh yeah, right. One
Yeah,
second.
I can even throw it on my canvas so that I can show the stream.
Alright. While I am getting that image though, why don't I ask you a question?
Sure.
What has been the most challenging video you've made and why?
Oh, you know what's crazy is I always have these moments where, like, when it's happening in the moment, I think to myself, this is the hardest shit I've ever done. Why am I putting myself through this? And then it's over and I don't even remember, like, why it was hard. I've conditioned myself to put myself in a space where I can just shut off and get it done if I need to. I remember it might not be the hardest video I've ever made, but it's one that comes with a story. I might have told it before. It was the Anur and Beyond. It was it's classic Ink Tank fashion, where we start something simple and it explodes into something obnoxiously more complicated than it ever needed to be. And we needed that out at a specific time. And we've had unfortunate scenarios where we missed deadlines. So I was like, no, we're not missing this one. And I stayed up for, I think, like 2.5 days straight editing it. And I was so tired. I was literally like pacing around in my living room, like chanting, I'm not gonna lay on the floor. I'm not gonna lay on the floor. Because I knew if I lay down, I would go to sleep. So I would have to do that like every couple hours or so to keep myself up and then just go back to editing. Which sounds nuts. Like, now that I'm saying this out loud, I think I've typed this before. It's pretty nuts. But I feel like sharing stories like that kind of just like discourages people, because there's definitely times making content like this, it's gonna be hard and it's gonna not be fun. And I feel like, you know, sharing those kind of stories, it paints doing this kind of stuff in a negative light. It's still very fun to do, and make stuff like this. But, you know, there's gonna be times where you're just, like any job, you're just gonna fucking hate it. But you gotta get it done. You made a commitment, you're gonna do the work, and just like anything else, you just gotta accept the things you need to do without cutting corners where you can. Or no, I mean with cutting. Like, it's okay to cut some corners, you know. But yeah, sorry to turn that into a whole thing. I do feel like we're extending this discussion a little bit too long. But if you would like to, do you have the picture right now? The Pokemon? Hello? Alrighty, well, Gibster, if you have the picture, feel free to ping it. But we're gonna move on. But thanks for stopping by, man. Alrighty. Sweet. That turned into a whole thing. My bad, folks. But that was fun. I mean, I got educated on Pokemon. That's pretty neat. Let's somebody else on. Oh, there we go. Gibster's pinging me. Yeah, post the photo with the ping, por favor, and I can take a look at it. But for now, yeah, we can get somebody else on here.
Hello.
Why, hello. How you doing today?
Hello, it is I, Agent Angel Flecker. Just call me Chicken though.
Absolutely.
Kind of weird.
What's clucking?
Well, nothing much. It's like 6:50 a.m. right now in Australia.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's only 4:50 p.m. for me.
Lamau.
Did you wake up early for this, or have you just been up?
I did actually set an alarm for like 5:30 in the morning.
Oh, that's awesome.
To join the stream.
Well, I mean, thank you for making that solid commitment. I mean, I appreciate that.
I mean, I finished like my uni work for the week already, so I can just do whatever right now.
How's that going for you? Uni.
It's been pretty cool. Like some of you might know, but I don't live here normally. I am from Hong Kong, and I came to Australia for uni, so I think right now I'm adapting pretty well. City transport's kind of shit though compared to Hong Kong.
Yeah, I mean, that's gotta be a whole experience, like moving somewhere completely different just for school. How
yeah,
what year are you in? Like, how many years left do you got of it?
I'm like a freshman right now. Like I just started. Like
Oh, you got a long ways.
this is like, yeah, this is like I think my 8th week at uni, and I'm taking a 4-year degree.
Oh, geez. So you legit like just started. 8 weeks, you
Yeah.
say? Wow.
Yeah, like this is my first. Well, we have like trimesters. This is my first trimester.
Mm-hmm. So, it's starts and ends. Now, actually, I do have a question about that because I know America like starts their year in September and ends it in May. So, is because it's the trimester that you're starting like this time, like earlier in the year, or is that just how it's done over there?
The trimester started like mid-February for me. I think it's gonna end like around May.
I see.
We get like, I kind of hate the trimester system because like we only have like 2 weeks of break in between each trimester.
Yeah, that sounds rough. I remember my high school switched to trimesters when I left. I didn't experience it, but I only heard negative things. So, you know. But as long as like you get something good out of it overall, you know, good luck with all of that. I hope it serves you well.
Yeah, comp sci has been kind of challenging, but I think I pulled through.
Yeah, you just gotta maintain a positive attitude.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. People overall like are like a lot more chill, I think.
That's good.
In
Gotta
Australia, like I guess the culture. Also, I think a lot of people have been asking me to ask you this.
Okay.
But are you aware of Fortnite?
What I know of Fortnite is it's a meme of the reboot Forever Night, which
Yeah.
I believe you've either personified as an avatar for yourself or just work with the character a lot. I don't know how it started though. I don't know why it's a
Oh
thing.
my
I just know it is a thing.
Honestly, I don't know how it started either. I think like a lot of the things that I say or do like just end up becoming a meme on this server.
Yeah, like the Kuro-chan.
Yeah, that as well. And like the Fortnite thing, like somehow like it like leaked out of the server somehow. Like I saw people on Reddit talking about it.
Oh yeah? Wow, it got a lot of traction then.
Yeah, I have no idea like how this actually happened.
Well, sometimes memes are just unexplainable.
Yep, like oh my god.
Alrighty.
Yeah, like everything I say just becomes a meme. That's like that's my fate now. I will accept it.
That's probably going to become a meme right there. You saying that phrase. Everything I say becomes
Oh
a
my
meme. That's gonna
God.
be a meme right there.
Yeah, someone clipped that
There you go.
and like turned it.
You're
turned it
just
into
you're
a
just the
meme.
meme generator.
Yeah, like I should like do that for a living. Maybe like give me like $5 and I'll make a meme for you.
There you go. You get royalties if the memes take off.
Yeah, like start a meme manufacturing business.
Yeah.
Hello, Port.
What's up, Port? Hey, how you doing?
My bad. I didn't mean to join.
It's all good. I actually don't know how you joined. I must have clicked.
Oh, because guests have like
alright.
permission to join automatically.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Wow, look
I
at you
checked
with
the
power.
perms.
So,
Yeah, I
Port,
checked the perms because apparently like mutes don't work here, so I had to change it so it did.
huh.
Because
Yeah.
there's a guy spamming in chat.
That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
I don't know what to say. I don't even know what to say.
Well, I mean, thank you for helping me. For those that don't know, Port helped
for
with
sure,
one of the videos that I did with the Diamond Vault collab, translating, which gave me a lot more of an enlightened perspective on the fantastic Ben 10 bootleg film.
Yeah, it was definitely like an honor. You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, thanks for
Getting
that.
the opportunity. Yeah, for sure, bro.
How's your day going?
Oh, my day has been fine. Spring break just started for us recently.
You started what?
Cleaning up. Spring break.
Oh, word. Are you
Yeah.
doing trimesters?
Oh, I'm in high school.
Oh. Well, even
Yeah,
so, I mean, my high school switched to trimesters, so, you know, I'd believe it if you said yes.
what is trimesters exactly?
It's just like taking the same length of a school year and splitting it up in 3 instead of 2.
Nah, we do 2 semester.
Yeah, that's the better version.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, cause our school like switched to it was like semesters before, but we switched to trimesters because we could like fit 1 extra course in or something. But like it kind of sucks like for like like I'm an overseas student, so that's less time I get to go back home.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The
Question
travel.
for Chicken. How's Australia been treat you?
I think Australia's been pretty cool.
It's
like,
fine.
Yeah, one thing though, like I have like I live in like 2 separate places right now. Like I have like a student accommodation and like my parents' apartment. And where my student accommodation is, there has been, fun fact, there has been a case of like stabbing at night, like around last year.
Stabbing?
Yes.
Well, that's horrifying.
Like I don't know how that happened, so like every time like I go out, like I have to make sure I go back like before sundown.
Is you living like the rough parts or something? Or
I don't know, like it's like in the city, but like it's not like a really wealthy part of the city.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt what's happening, but I do want to deviate the stream a little bit back towards the general discussion core of 5YL, if that's all right.
Oh no, it's fine.
Sure.
No, it's all good.
That's actually my bad. I didn't know how I got here. It just happened.
That's everybody, man. Nobody plans their own birth. Awesome. All right, well, I'm gonna throw some other people in here, but thanks for stopping by, Port and Chicken.
Thank you.
Awesome. Toodaloo. Have a good day.
Yeah, man. Take care.
Alrighty, that was fun. Let's see. Yeah, let's keep things a little bit more 5YL focused if we can, but I mean, by all means, conversations tend to go off the rails sometimes. It happens. Let's do boom. Hello, AM123. How you doing today?
Good. I just had 2 questions.
Sure. What's up?
So my first question is, after the Omniverse, will you do Reboot breakdowns?
I will do the season finales in specials and potentially an episode here or there. I don't have any episodes specifically in mind, but I'm sure there's bound to be like one that's like, oh, but you gotta watch this one, like the Golden Nugget.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna do the entire thing all the way through, but I will touch on it.
Yeah, and another question I had is, you know how like you edit your videos? What kind of like editing tool do you use?
So I use Adobe Premiere. It's unfortunate because it's a subscription, so it's pretty pricey. But I know Ash has been teaching himself editing lately, and he's using Filmora, I believe. And I also think that's a subscription, but it might be cheaper than Premiere. But I mean, you can use anything really. Like you can use Windows Movie Maker and still get stuff done.
Yeah. And just another question: will you ever do any like Patreon like stuff?
What do you mean?
You know how you did like Gartic Phone and stuff. Like, will you do any other like Patreon like?
I apologize. I still don't think I understand the question. Like,
So-
are you saying like do Patreon stuff?
You know how like you used to do like where like some of the Patreon users can like play games and like stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, we do Patreon streams the first and third Friday of every month, at any tier. So those are still happening. And then if you're tier 2 and higher, there's a Minecraft server that a lot of users are very dedicated to maintaining. They do a great job with it. But I mean, yeah, those are happening as far as that goes. And there's also the Patreon chats. The patrons are kind of their own little sub community, which I'm very thankful to have. But I mean, outside of that, I haven't really done anything like a large, grandiose Patreon event. But I mean, there's potential. Like anything can happen.
Yeah, I've just one more question. Sorry.
It's all good. What's up?
So I just want to know, how did you start? What made you start doing breakdowns? Basically, like, what was the origin?
Oh boy.
I mean, you could just say it short, basically.
Yeah. I mean, part of it was because there was a period of time where I wanted to stop making YouTube videos entirely, or at least stop being in them. So I was transitioning out of being in the content. I even did a big wrap-up event and everything. And I would still edit and rate scripts and stuff, but I didn't want to be in them anymore because I didn't want me being the anchor point of my content. I felt like what I was doing was more important than me doing it. And I never really felt like I had a solid online persona. Because all of my videos, I was very experimental with my image. Sometimes I do the, hey guys, Kuro the artist here, how you doing today sort of thing. Other times I would just talk in my regular monotone voice. When I'm sitting alone, I really just talk like this, and I recorded a few videos like this, and some people thought, I just sounded too monotone, I guess, and expressionless, and it was concerning. And for one reason or another, I just wanted to start making videos again. I felt like there was enough. I guess I just looked at things differently. I felt like because of the influence and the opportunity and the platform I have, I'm very fortunate to have all these eyes on me. So if I was going to, not let it go to waste, what's something I'm comfortable doing? And I wanted it to be a more authentic version of myself than a scripted video. And I was like, well, I still don't want it to be about me, so what could I do? And I was just like, what if I just talked about every single Ben 10 episode? And the plan for that was just one season per video. It was going to be an 18-episode miniseries and be done. But I felt like I wasn't conveying what I wanted to. I wasn't able to explain to people why I have such a fascination with the series and how I saw things. I see the animation, I think about the voice actors. I was very involved in the community growing up, so some episodes I have a more specific memory in relation to it outside of the show because of what was happening at the time, with the people. So I just recorded myself going through the first episode, and I planned on just cutting out the part, cutting up select highlights where I felt like I said something interesting, but then I was like, no, they need to know what I'm talking about. I need to play the clip first. And eventually it just evolved into what it is now. I just watch the episode, I pause an obnoxious amount of times, and I just say whatever pops into my head and hope it's something people connect with. And then they became super long, and now I'm still going. But I love it. I know you said to explain it shortly. I'm sorry. Sometimes I could be bad at that. But I guess I would say I wanted to enjoy making videos again in an image I felt I would be more comfortable with people seeing me as than just the typical YouTuber dude. And that just seemed like the best way to do it.
Yeah. So, you know how you said 5OL, you're basically doing all these designs and stuff. Do you have any plans what your end goal, the end part is
of 5YL?
The end,
how it ends? Yeah. No, the ending the ending of 5YL is the whole reason I'm doing it in the first place. I wanted to accomplish two things, which I can't talk about until the whole thing is over, but I was just I want to tell this story. What version of events need to happen for it to believably conclude like this? And at the end of the day, it is what it is. So I'm kind of just trying to have more fun with it now, rather than being super hyper focused on making sure everything lines up in a way that it needs to. But I still write with that end goal in mind, and I hope it's interesting enough for people to be like, well, I mean, at least it was worth finishing it, That's all I'm really looking for.
Yeah. That's pretty much all the questions, Kuro. Thank you. And also, my name's Arthur, by the way.
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you. And thank you for the questions. I hope you have a great day.
Yeah. Shout out from the UK as well.
Hey, I appreciate that.
Alright, I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you later.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
All right. We got a high title here coming in. Y'all ready for this? We got the Ben 10 Master live. How you doing? Are you there, Master Tennyson? It says your microphone is muted. I don't know if that's on purpose.
I was talking to my mom real quick.
Oh, okay. How's it going?
It's going good.
So what can I do for you? Or you just want to say what's up? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. To be honest, I don't really know if I have any questions.
I mean, it's all good.
I wasn't really expecting to be picked.
Well, some things just are meant to be, and now you're here, Ben 10 Master. Tell me the motivation behind that username.
Well, the Ben 10 the Times Master username is like the name of a thing I'm making, like a comic.
Oh, okay. So you got your own story going on?
Yeah, I'm making it right now.
That's awesome. How's that going for you?
It's going good. It's kind of based on 5YL a little bit. Like it's inspired.
Oh, that's very how do you put this? Touching is a word that comes to mind. But I mean that's awesome. I'm happy that like I'm able to influence you into being creative. I mean that's a goal. That's a victory in of itself. So keep on being creative. I hope you enjoy making your story. What's it about?
So basically, it's about like a clone of Ben the 10 who travels across the Omniverse to stop his destruction.
Is he like a literal clone, or is he an alternate version, or is this like a spoiler? Like, would this ruin the story if you told me?
Nah, it wouldn't. He's like I don't know how to explain it. Like basically, yeah, a literal clone. Like
someone tried to duplicate Ben.
Nah, it's like hold on.
I'm sorry to put you on the spot.
Nah, it's good. So basically, these like higher beings or something, or like late, like after they stop the creature before they're lazy now, and like they just decided, oh hey, why don't we clone one of the strongest people in the Omniverse to do it for us instead of we have to do it.
So they like cloned Ben for manual labor?
Basically.
That's an interesting conclusion to come to. You know what? I actually see some logic behind that. Like, construction workers be sick of building buildings, so just clone a bunch of Superman. I mean, it's not the most moral idea, but I can see that connection being made.
Yeah.
So cool. I mean, good luck with that, man. I hope you're able to put it together in the way that you want.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Take care.
Nice talking to you.
You too. I just need a second. Sorry, folks. Oh, we got a thing. Hold on. We got a thing. This is by Chronosapien Enthusiast. I'm showing it on stream now. We have what looks like an Ectoneurite OC transformation. Omnitrix placement is very unique. I enjoy that. This is pretty cool. Excuse me, I'm hiccuping like crazy now. Jeez. Jeepers creepers. Oh, jeez. Oh my god. And then just another version of me like crawls out of my freaking mouth or something. But this is pretty cool. I think the hood is really neat. It's interesting that the eye trail for Ectoneurites has more of evolved into a texture than an eye trail. Like, with this design, would you say that the eye can maneuver around to be on the hood? If so, that's pretty cool. That'd be really weird looking now that I think about it. But yeah, nice job, awesome. We got another thing. Let's do some fan art. I'll look at a couple of this then. You know, that's something. This looks like Black Skull, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen a lot of Black Skull's fan art, so I'm starting to recognize the style. This is really neat. So how do you get it, like, so dark, I guess? Like, it looks like there's so much dark lead being used here, but it's still legible. Like, it's not as dark as the outlines, and you're using shading. So there's like, you have a very good control over the pressure in which you're shading this, I guess, to give it more of an opinion than saying this looks cool, bro. Oh geez, I'm getting flooded with fan art. I should have foreseen this coming. Let's look at this thing. This looks like it's from Stranger Things. I used to always get so grossed at saliva. I mean, it's a great drawing, but I used to always get grossed at saliva. Like, literally in the first episode of Ben 10, when Wildmutt slobbered, I gagged. Like, I just... No thank you. I would rather see, like, a freaking, like, decapitated leg than someone, like, drooling. Like, it's... I know that's so weird, but it's true. Something about facial fluids, like boogers and saliva. No, oh god, I'm grossing myself out. No thank you. Oh, the person we just had on, Ben 10X Master, right here. We got a visual. I know I said I'm not supposed to be promoting people's projects, but I mean, it just happened. This is neat. Look at this. I like how you have both like a almost like a hatching shading combined with, like, you know, cell shading and stuff. You got two different elements here. Old school Naruto used to do that. Masashi Kishimoto, well, not him specifically because the manga were colorless, but even in the anime, they would still draw a lot of the hatching to match Kishimoto's style, even though they could just color it with cell shading. So I always like a nice mix of it too. Plus it adds like some texture to it. Like, this hair looks very, because of all the different highlights and stuff, if you didn't know it was hair, it almost gives off like a rubbery texture, but the hatching saves it, so nice job. In fact, he's even doing the looking up pose. I was just talking about that. This is a good way to handle it. Because your art style uses hatching, you can handle the looking up pose without it looking whack. Nice job. My take on Osmosian by Dragon Art. I just posted the same photo. Man, you and Ben 10X Master draw very similarly. Oh geez, they're all different sizes. So this right here is your take on an Osmosian. I'm assuming right here is Greggy Boy. Or probably not, but he's like the only other Osmosian. Really neat. I'm assuming the split means the mouth can open. Earrings are dope, you know, he's got to be blinging. And you incorporated the horns. I love the idea of Osmosians having horns. I just do. I'm a bit biased like that. Port was on here earlier too. Let's take a look at something he does. Guys, I'm just full disclosure, I am just randomly scrolling, stopping on whatever I stop on and copying it. So if I don't see your art, I promise you it is not personal. I just didn't happen to randomly land on it. We got this right here by Port though, but I did see Port. Omnitrix is on the right arm. Interesting. So would you say decisions like that comes with the own user's capability? Like, would you say this character is left-handed then? Because the Omnitrixes are on the right arm, or do you just like it that way? Metal tubes going up the arms, but seems to travel all the way over here. Now, so does he have two different devices, or does all this shit have... I'm sorry to, like, say shit as if it's, like... That's just the way I talk sometimes. I know it sounds offensive, I apologize. But does this even have to do with the Omnitrix device, or is this just him? The coils, I mean, since it's on both arms. And I like the braids. Good stuff. Right here, we got the tax collector knocking on my door, telling me they've caught on to my schemes. This right here is inspired by 5YL Alien X, and I very much enjoy this. You can tell there's a lot of influence from the way that I do it. So I can recognize the influence I had on it, I guess. I'm not trying to be like, oh yes, I see, you've listened to me, and I am correct. But no, I mean, I see it, man, I recognize that, so that means, like, you probably really, like, look at my art and try to study it beyond just the enjoying the visuals, so I appreciate that, man. Keep it up, this is looking pretty solid. If I could give you one constructive criticism, I would say if this was supposed to be 5YL Ben, I would make the head ever so slightly smaller. Like... just a little bit smaller. And then fill in the neck. But good stuff, I mean, awesome. I love the star texture you got there. Artist in training. I recognize you as well. I've seen you. You've been around the block as well. Sorry, I copied the same photo. This looks like... oh, you know what? I know what this is. So, in Chapter 12, there's the rapid transformation sequence. And I didn't use Way Bigger the Void because I wanted to keep the battle contained visually, and because the Void and Way Big are literally just big, it would have ruined the fluidity. Like, you know, the Master Control sequence in Back with a Vengeance, classic season 2 finale. Imagine if he just went way big. Like, he'd either fill up the screen or they'd have to zoom out for a little bit. Actually, you know what? That actually could have worked. That could have been cool. But it's hard to do that in a comic, though, because it's not physically moving. You don't see the visual. It just, I feel like it would take you out of the battle if you got too big. But this is neat. Look at him come out from underneath. You even got the time rupture in here. And yep, this is the platform they were on. Yeah, so it's literally like, it's continuing. You slam them in there. Divinity right here. Oh, you know what this is? Hold on. I mislooked at this. I thought he was literally punching Divinity up out of a square, and he was like Divinity was like earthbending himself out of the way. But I see now what you're doing because of the Omnitrix lines. This is a panel of itself. So this is okay, yeah. No, that's neat. And you're using the Ultimate Alien font there. Nice job. I'll look at 2 more, and then we'll go back to the other stuff. There's one piece I really like that I already commented on in a different stream, I think, so I'm sorry, but I'm going to skip it. Let's see. 2 more random ones. Now I am kind of cherry picking. I want to pick, who's got a really neat looking alien? Ooh, you know what? I do want to shout this one out. This one I definitely want to shout out. I did it again. Oh my god. I am literally so stupid. I'm not streaming my Photoshop canvas. Literally nobody can see what I'm talking about. That's ridiculous. How long have I been doing this? 10 minutes or so? Christ almighty. I'm so sorry, folks. That's... You know what? It's actually kind of hilarious, if not for the fact that I feel like I was just wasting your time. Like, I feel like if I noticed this sooner, it would be funny. But now it's just kind of like, I am sorry, folks. Like, that was probably freaking obnoxious. So, I mean, I guess we'll just stop the fan art then and go back to the talking. My bad, folks. Yeah, like I said, I've never done this kind of stream before, so I'm not in the habit of making sure to transition when appropriate. Normally, once I transition, it's that one screen and that's it, unless it's an event. But yeah, might be. Also, because there's people in the Discord that can see the chat that these are being posted in. But the YouTubers over on here, during the replay, they're not going to see this. So I guess if you're watching this back, just skip over this entire section of the video. And, you know, go ahead and flame me in the comments. But let's start getting more random people in here, starting up some discussions. I'm going to try to not waste any more of your time. Man, that's ridiculous too, you know, because I can see out of the corner of my eye, OBS has the canvas set up. I just didn't click transition, so I even thought I was streaming it. What's up, Jared, the artist? How you doing? How you doing today?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm doing all right. I just got done eating some oranges. They were pretty good.
Oranges?
Yeah, they were pretty good.
Oh, nice. I've been eating a lot of bananas lately.
They're not my favorite, but they're still pretty good. Ironically, I actually met Kellen on Friday at MegaCon. I gave him like an Enter Guide drawing, and he seemed to really enjoy it. You could probably find it on his Twitter or something.
Oh, I think that was the one I was going to review. But before I realized my canvas was screwed up. Is it the one? Yeah, it is. It is. Where you had him appear in front of Vilgax? That's awesome, dude. I actually saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, my personal headcanon is that Zarho's deadlock was a conversation given between Asmith and Paradox before he gave Ben Master Control. Until the first alien that Ben uses after getting Master Control would be Enter Guy.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, he looks great. I like the way you drew him. Yeah, Enter Guy's a very special alien to Kellen. Like, you should hear him sometimes. Like, well, I mean, you can't because our calls are private, but I mean, sometimes he just goes off on how important stuff like that is to him, and it's really touching to hear. So I really hope like that translates to the fans in some manner. So like you doing something like that probably meant so much more to Kellen than you might realize. So I mean, that's awesome.
I did.
Also, great
really
artwork.
To like it.
Yeah, That's awesome.
And thank you. I'm a huge fan of you and all of your work and stuff like that. I think the first ever video I seen you watch when you designed Garganel from like Phantom Hollow and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that was back in the day.
Because I was looking for character design videos, was like, all right, I want to get into character designing, and that came up. I was like, all right, I guess I'll click on it. And it's like you did Ben 10 news. I was like, oh my gosh. So it was like it was a big thing.
Wait, so you found me through Phantom Hollow before Ben 10?
Ironic, isn't it?
That's super weird, but also awesome. I gotta tell Michael about that. That's really cool. Well, I mean, thanks for sticking around. I'm glad this ended up being a community that you can connect with.
No problem, man. I have two questions primarily. The first one is like, when do you think is a good time to introduce new aliens? Because in my recollection, we have, in the entirety of FLYL, there's been 12 different new aliens. Because like, Slingshot, Slampede, and Ultraviolet were the first three. Then we had the contest ones, Hack and Slash, Statter, and Soap Reef. Then we had Monkey, then Sorniso, then Buckwild, then Portaler, then Full Stop, and then the Void, and I think I'm missing someone else, but we had 12 more. So what's your process, and like, when is the right time to introduce a new alien, you think?
I mean, first of all, I just want to say it's incredible that you know that. Like, that's so cool. Thank you. I can tell you really like 5YL then. That's awesome. I would say, so I think about it very specifically because I'm writing for 5YL Ben. So I guess if I was to answer in that regard, the way I see 5YL Ben is he does have master control. I feel like at this point he needs it in order to show like he really is Ben evolved. And since it's been 5 years since Omniverse, of course he would have unlocked hundreds upon hundreds of aliens by then. So I felt like I wanted to debut them in a way where it seemed like Ben is so in tune and well versed with his transformations that him using aliens that are new to us isn't a big deal, and it's so casual. Like Slingshot, I believe, was the first real 5YL alien, and he's used for like 2 seconds in a very, I wouldn't say mediocre, but in a non like grandiose scene. And I feel like it's important to recognize that. I feel like realistically I could have done so much more. In fact, I personally think if I followed that logic, it would have gotten to a point where Ben would be using so many new aliens that it would start to become like his roster would look unrecognizable. But I still wanted to like pay service to the reason why people even like Ben, a large contributing factor being his transformation. So you got to put the recognizable ones out there, but not so much to the point where like I'm forcing the entire story to change just because I like want to include Heat Blast or something. In fact, that's why I haven't included Heat Blast. I just never found a place for him. And now it's like, you know, the multiverse is getting ripped apart. So what's Heat Blast gonna do?
Well, he's gonna burn Divinity, and he's gonna learn how to burn reality and such.
Right. Yeah. He's just gonna light it on fire. It'll all come full circle. He's just gonna light everything on fire, just like yeah.
I really like how you use all the uniqueness into the aliens and stuff like that. Because I think I remember you saying in like the Q&A video that the only alien that you used 2 times in a succession was I think it was Ghostfreak, because you had him play through Vlad's tentacles and stuff like that.
That's correct, yeah. So initially, I ended up going back on this now I think about it. Initially, I only wanted Ben to use an alien once, period. Every single time he transformed be new to continue to play into. He's got over 1 million aliens right now. Like, he's probably not going to use the same guy over and over, or at least he should evolve to a point where he shouldn't. Maybe Omniverse Ben totally would. I mean, he's the dude always slamming Humongosaur all the time. But I feel like it'd be interesting if Ben evolved away from that. But I made the exception with Ghostfreak to show how much stronger Vlad is than Danny. Because when Ghostfreak originally captured Danny, he couldn't phase out of it. And then when Ghostfreak did it to Vlad, he did. So it's just like, oh shit. Not only is Vlad stronger, but that shows there is a level of succession to the Ecto Energy's evolution that they can evolve past previous limitations. And obviously now Chapter 12, Danny, there's no way Ghostfreak is holding him down. If anything, he could shapeshift, if not phase, yeah. But now that I think about it, I did go back on my word because he did become every Powerhouse playlist over again in Chapter 12.
It's like with the exception of like except like Walkatrout, he's not gonna switch back to like I don't know, Stinkfly or something like that.
Right.
And I really like the way you like utilize his arsenal. And like my second question is I really do. One of the underrated characters, and I like the Orion Squad. Like Luna, Crunch, Gotro, Chirp, and Eve are some of my favorite characters you made from 5YL, and I really like their dynamic and stuff like that. And so my question is, if they existed in the main continuity, what do you think their dynamic would be with the Plumber's Helpers?
Ooh, my God. The Plumber's Helpers, at least Manny would have a bit of a chip on his shoulder. By the way, thank you for this question. I love this. I love the Orion Squad. Being like he was in their position years ago. He was the guy who was not part of the Plumbers, got recruited, formed his own little team, evolved into eventually becoming an official plumber and pursuing it as a career. So seeing the Orion Squad, who's kind of just like the second generation of them, he would probably feel a sense of superiority, but not in a way that would like think he's. Well, he might think he's better than him. I don't know. Manny's a bit of a ruffian, I guess. Helen would love
I can
them.
see him getting along with Ron.
Yeah. No, I mean, Manny would love them. He would just kind of be like, oh, the newbies, stuff like that. Helen would love them. Alan, I feel like, because of what Omniverse did with him, he probably never left the farm and never became a plumber. He's probably still there. So I don't know if he'd ever meet them. And we did get to see Cooper. Yeah, so
we did get to see Cooper before he died.
Yeah, R.I.P.
But I love what you did with the Orion Squad. My favorite line is that the attention that Luna sold Ben's favorite soccer CD for Jonas Brothers tickets.
Oh yeah,
I was like, what?
Yeah, I mean, originally that was a placeholder. I was literally just listening to the Joe Bros because that's when they came back. Which, if you think about it, it shouldn't even make sense because if 5YL takes place in 2017 and we were to relate that to our world, the Jonas Brothers would have had to never have broken up or gotten back together sooner. But I just thought it was like, why not? Like, that was a very, like, this is literally fan fiction. I don't have to hold it to such a high regard that, like, I have to absolutely respect everything 100%. Lula can be a fan of the Jonas Brothers and it would be fine. But
I just imagined like this filler comic strip where all the Orion Squad is at the concert, like turning red style, and I just think that's funny.
Yeah, yeah, right. Ooh, you know what I will say though, just because I'm talking about it now, I was gonna, announce it when it happened. I did actually change the reference though in the recalibrated version, and I can't go back because we already recorded the dialogue of that character. I changed because I did want it to tie to Ben 10 a little bit more. I felt like with the motion comic, I do want it to have a little bit more of respect for itself, I guess. So in the comic version, I felt like it was fine. But in this, I think it was Darkfall 4 I changed it to, like a Jennifer Nocturne film. So that way, now it fits in the Ben 10 world and this and that. But it's not as like, did they literally just say Jonas Brothers in this? Like, I just loved that, so. But yeah.
It was really fun. Anyway, dude, it was an honor to get the chance to meet you. You've inspired my art in so many ways. You've forced me to be so much more creative with like every monster, alien, and like creature design I do. I look up to you and like Ash and Hershey and Lee and Kellen a lot, and you helped me in so many ways in my life. So just thank you.
Bro, I mean, I really appreciate that, man. In fact, I'm very thankful that I'm able to do that for you. So. I mean, Ben 10 did that for me growing up, so the fact that I can pay it forward and use my passion to do that for other people is like all the motivation you could ever need. And so I'm so thankful to hear people say that. And I'm glad to hear that it's impacted you. But thanks for coming by.
No problem. No problem, man. Everyone, make sure to subscribe.
Yeah, sub. Awesome. All right, Mara, I see or Crystal, I should say. I see your meme. That's a good one. For the YouTube audience, it's me sneaking up behind Cooper with a crowbar because I killed him in 5YL. Spoilers. All right, yeah. Let's get somebody else in here. Logic, sure. I see you, but I think you need to request to come in, or can I just take you in here? I don't know how to do that. Can you if you send a request, I'll let you in. I don't know how to just bring people in. Yank someone. Oh, hold on. I'm so sorry, Logic. Someone else just came in. But I will get you in a second. What's up, Captain Eon? You overruled my power and let yourself in.
Yeah, I guess because I'm on the guest list.
Yep.
How are you today?
I'm not bad. How about yourself?
I'm pretty good. walked away from my desk. I'm still currently at work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my boss and my CEO aren't here today, so it's pretty laid back.
So you're just doing whatever then. All the power to you, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm just having something render on Adobe right now.
What you got?
I'm just rendering a marketing video, that's all.
Nice. How's that going for you?
Yeah. A little strenuous because there's a lot of motion graphics I'm learning right now.
Oh yeah, is it ripping apart your PC?
I mean, it's not my PC, thankfully.
Oh. Well then.
But yeah,
yeah.
I just wanted to come by, just step away from it, and just say like, happy 6 years of 5YL. I appreciate all the work you did. Just bring back the fandom of not only Ben 10 but also Danny Phantom and Invader might I add. All the power to that. I have 2 questions for you.
Sure, what's up?
First one is, what was probably the hardest page you had to create for 5YL? And my second question is, which Omniverse breakdown are you looking forward to do the most? And probably another question related to that is, would you get another guest to appear for your breakdown, say like besides Kellen or Ash? Will you get someone like Xander or even Diamond Bolt?
Okay, let me answer all of that. Let's go. Okay, so I guess hardest page I've ever made would be more of, I guess there's like, because some pages certainly took a lot. Like the 2-page Techno spread at the end took days. It took a long time. I wouldn't really say it was hard. It was more of just very time consuming. I would say within the first 7 chapters, back when I was doing it on paper, like, you know, I'd be doing it at work, I'd be drawing like on my lap on a moving bus or something, or I'd like bust it out like at a restaurant or something. So much of the first couple of chapters were made during like a very chaotic time of my life. I just had to scribble whatever I can and get it out there. So I would say just all of that was hard. I didn't have like I couldn't sit down and just do it. I had to just, you know, and then there was so much cleanup in Photoshop too, because I was very messy and I kept spilling like coffee and whatever else I was drinking all over it. So like sometimes I'd have to spend more time cleaning up the page than actually like making it. I'm looking through the whole chapter right now.
The coffee scenes have breached the multiverse.
Yeah. Okay, so in chapter 6, the original version, not the currently recalibrated version, when Lodestar rips the ship in half, that was hard to do because I was doing that in a ballpoint pen. So like you couldn't just like, or not a ballpoint, whichever the ones that's like crappier, because like some are like very like sensitive with their ink, you could barely touch, and it's like, you know, professional artwork, whereas like with a pen, you know, sometimes you gotta like go back and forth, and like it's like you're carving into the paper almost, and just doing all the intricate lines and shit like that was not fun. And I think I was like at work when I did that, so I had to do that like in between stuff, and just like,
oh yeah, that page looked,
yeah, that
page looked really intricate.
Yeah, I didn't even redraw it for the recalibrated chapter. I was just like, I'm just gonna leave it. Like some stuff I just had to make it and get it out there, and as long as you knew what it was, like, oh yeah, that looks like I can tell this looks like Ben, I can tell this looks like Rook, I'm telling the story, like that's all I really cared about. So when I had to do intricate stuff in a period of time where I was trying not to care as hard, that's what made it hard, if that makes sense. I would much rather draw something very long, detailed, and complicated at the comfort of my home office than something very simple like on the back of a receipt or something. I don't miss those days. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, and then so breakdown guests. I am gonna get to you, Logic. I'm sorry. Breakdown guests. So recording breakdowns are very, very, very boring. I'm not gonna lie. Well, not for me, but like with people, I feel like I might be boring them, because every time I pause something and look it up, I am pausing and looking it up, and it's like 20 minutes sometimes, especially if I'm not with anybody. I can spend hours. I think one breakdown was 6 hours of footage, because I just ramble and I just try to keep the important parts. And I feel like every time I bring someone on, they have to be prepared for like a 3-hour session of watching a 22-minute cartoon and me excessively pausing and rewinding it. So I gotta get people that are willing to do that in the first place, and there's not a lot. I actually met Xander recently, and I did bring up the idea. I straight up told him, I was like, it's gonna suck, but I would love to have you on. I feel like there's Like, it would be great. And he said he's down. I don't know if we're officially gonna make it happen, because he's a very busy dude. He's like full throttle, like working with this game company, and you know, he's making it hapen. And I'm very,
awesome.
Yeah, no, you like.
I never knew about that.
Yeah, and he's working on his own thing, cameraman too, which I'm very excited for. He told me a lot about it when we were eating lunch. So even if he's willing to sit through it, I don't know if he'd have time, but I feel like I would be open to having more people on. It's just like, it's not as fun as it looks. But I have a blast because I'm me. I'm very intricate and boring. But yeah, and as for the Omniverse breakdown, I'm most looking forward to doing. Maybe and then there were none, because there's so many references to the entire show weaved through in that I want to point out. Like, there's the obvious ones, but there's also just like, this beat matches this from back in the day. And I just can't wait to sit there and make like a 3-hour video about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I am so glad that was your choice and answer.
Yeah.
Because that was probably the best Omniverse episode ever.
Indeed. No, yeah, that would when I first saw that, I thought it was the best Ben 10 episode, period. In fact, when I first, I'll mention this again in the breakdown, but when I first saw that, I didn't know it was a two-parter, and I didn't know what to expect. I thought they literally killed Ben Prime, and this new Ben was going to be the new main character, and this was their way of canonically rebooting the series. And I was like, that is the boldest move I've ever seen any show do. And then they undo it all in the next episode. And I'm like, okay, but I mean, it was fun.
Exactly. Like, I thought this whole entire episode was like paved what Ben 10 was all about.
Yep. And Ben Prime really shined in that episode. Like, he was such, especially compared to No Watch Ben, he was such a fully fleshed out hero. He was the Benest of Ben in that episode. So I felt like if they did kill him off, they gave him such a beautiful ending. But I mean, I'm glad they didn't, because we got more Ben Prime out of that. And you know, I criticize him a lot, but I love the dude. But yeah,
No Watch Ben.
No
Watch Ben held his own also.
Oh yeah, no Watch Ben. I wouldn't have minded like a whole season of that. Like, No Watch Ben trying to fill in the shoes of being the hero of heroes, and then bringing back Ben Prime. You know, let us sit with it for a bit. Yeah. But yeah, all right. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for also giving me my art credit on the recalibrated chapter.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, Captain Eon makes a whole bunch of 5YL holograms, and when I recalibrated the last chapter, I figured I could just use them instead of redrawing them, and he was fortunate enough to let me use his artwork, so thank you.
No problem. And also, another thing, I will get Ash's gift, don't worry.
Oh, okay.
ASAP.
Gotcha. I'm looking forward to that.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks for talking, man.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.
All right, I did promise logic, and then I'll start just randomly picking people. I'm gonna have to scroll up a bit. Watch this be like the real logic. Oh, what's up?
Hello?
Hey.
Yo, can you hear me?
How you doing?
I'm doing alright, how are you?
Not too bad. Sorry, I didn't get to you immediately.
No, it's all good. I just have some coursework to do, so I was just kind of in a hurry. But I have a few questions, if that's alright.
Sure, what's up?
So I know Swampfire is your favorite alien, right? And I kind of share that with you. I like Swampfire.
Yeah.
But out of all the designs that you've made recently or just in the past for 5YL, which one has taken the longest for you?
Has taken the longest?
Yeah.
Atomics, easily. I was working on Atomics since
okay.
chapter 1, and thankfully, well, I mean, I guess like in this specific avenue, thankfully, I had a long time to get it right. I originally planned to do 5YL in 1 year. That did not happen.
Right.
Yeah, that far from not happened. But he was someone who, when I first started making 5YL designed, I was like very like, I want aliens to look like aliens again. No more robots. And then I've eventually stopped caring about that. So now I'm under the quota where like, if you throw an Omnitrix badge on it, it's a Ben 10 alien. It really doesn't matter. Because that's, you know, that it doesn't matter. So with Atomics, I very much struggled. How the hell do I make this look like a real species? And it seemed impossible. And then luckily, our Ash came on board and said, how about this? And we settled on a design that still has a base influence of being a mechanical being, but at least to me, he looks more believable than canon atomics, as like this thing has a whole species out there somewhere in the universes that like exists and wasn't built. It was born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally get that.
And you know what? It's funny because atomics is one of the most controversial 5-whale designs. A lot of people don't even like it. So I accomplished my goal, so I was proud of that. But I mean, you know, you can't win them all. And I totally understand why people don't like him. They don't like how he's slimmed down and he doesn't look muscular, and I get that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I know you made like a video about this like a while back. I mean, I've been watching you since like 2017 personally, right?
Oh wow. Thank you.
Yeah, so I've seen like almost all of your videos, I would say, like while you've had this channel.
That's wonderful. Thank you. I really appreciate
Have you
that.
had any like different opinions, like opinion changes throughout your career?
Yes and no. So I feel like generally I still feel the same way. It's just like I fine-tuned my ability to express what I actually feel rather than changing my mind. There are some things I've changed my mind about where I was like, I don't like this, and now I like it. But there's more of like I would say to delve into this inevitable topic when I get to the Omniverse breakdowns. Blocks is someone who I didn't like at first because of the same logic of 5YL. Like, there's no freaking way this thing exists. And now I don't care. So I'm like, all right, sure. You know, there's a Lego dude out there somewhere in the world. So whatever. So I wouldn't say I changed from disliking him to liking him. It's more of I changed how much I actually care.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before I go, I would just like to say, you know, I vouch for Gabby ! Wolf space 14 #7887. You know, you should definitely get her up. She's been waiting for like longer than me, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. All right.
All right, cool.
Where's that? Are they in the chat somewhere?
They're literally the first person on the list, in the audience.
Gabby Wolf 14?
Yeah, her.
Oh,
She's
okay.
been waiting like, this entire time.
Alrighty. Yeah, sure.
Oh, my bad, Gabby.
All right,
bye.
Gabby, you've sent a request to speak, and thank you for speaking, Logic. Have a great day.
You too.
All right, Gabster. I don't see your request to speak, Gabby. You can invite people by right-clicking them. Now I can't even find the name. Using your eyes is so hard. You have to look at something and understand what the shapes and colors mean. Seeing is crazy. Where is Gabby? What the hell? Gabby. I literally was staring at the username and now I can't find it. Okay, alright, I see you. What's up, Gabby? Hold on. Howdy. Howdy. Hi, diddly ho, neighbor. How you doing?
Sorry.
No, it's all good. What's up?
Well, I just wanted to say big fan.
Thank you.
And oh boy, those English choices really are gonna come in handy.
It's all good.
So oh boy, Chris, your work has really inspired me a lot.
Thank you. I'm flattered.
You and some of the artists I follow, made me go to do designs of aliens and characters.
Oh yeah, what do you like to make?
Well, right now I'm working mostly on Benton stuff.
Mm-hmm. Do you like drawing the aliens, or do you like make a tricks user or something, or?
Mostly doing the aliens. I posted a lot of them in Reddit. You once saw my atomics design.
Yep.
And I scream like a girl out of that.
Well, I'm sorry, I was turning off the music so I could hear you better. Yeah, I mean, drawing the aliens in Ben 10 is like, I feel like my favorite part of it too. It's so fascinating, like how many different combinations of like body parts and textures and skin tones and anything. You know, anything can go into a Ben 10 alien. And I'm happy that I influenced you. Awesome.
Yeah. So, the questions. If you could have one of the villains of the reboot and put him on the main continuity or prime or whatever you say it, which you will choose?
Well, let's take a look. Ben 10 reboot villains.
I personally
Maybe
will pick.
Could you count reboot Kevin? Like, what if a portal opened up and like a Kevin with an Omnitrix came? I mean, they gave Gwen an Omnitrix twice, and she even came into the What if reboot Kevin came as like an antagonist or something? Or let me look at someone who's more the Fulmini. I would do the Fulmini. They have a whole plot arc around them. I feel like the Fulmini arc could work pretty interestingly in the Prime continuity.
I personally will pick more of the human guys like Steam Smite or Lord Decibel.
Oh yeah, Lord Decibel has a really cool design.
Yeah, to me they fit very well with either the original series or Omniverse.
Let's see. Steam Smite I feel like would work in the original series, but Lord Decibel definitely seems like Omniverse is his vibe.
Yeah, they're pretty much my favorite villains of the reboot.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's like Reboot Ben has a pretty good rogues gallery. I think the Weatherheads were pretty neat too. I remember playing against them in the Ben 10 Minecraft thing when Minecraft had like a Ben 10 event, and there was oh wait, no, I'm thinking of the twin brothers with the suits, the plus and the minus. Who are they?
I can't remember their names.
Yeah, me neither. But they were interesting. But the Weatherheads were also cool. The Weatherheads with the trio of skull faces, right? Twain twins. Thank you. Yeah, cool. All right, man. Well, it was great talking to you.
Thank you.
Of course. Take care. Have a great day.
Bye.
Toodaloo. All right, so we're going on 2 hours almost. I guess we could keep this up for a little long. It seems like everybody's still like having a good time and whatnot. YouTube audience, since I know there's no music playing in the Discord, how was the music? Because I just turned it off, and I know sometimes when I stream it's way too loud, and sometimes when I stream it's so quiet you don't even know there's music, and my settings are 100% the exact same every time I stream, so I really do not know the correlation between the volumes always changing, because I'm literally not doing anything. Music audio is okay? Cool. All right, so I'm going to press play on it so that there's still just some general ambiance when people rewatch the stream. I'm going to go back to picking people randomly because I feel like that's more fair. And let's go. If we make 3 hours, we'll make 3 hours, but I also want to maintain rewatchability for the folks that unfortunately can't be here live. And you know, anything longer than 3 hours, I feel like no one's going to watch all the way through that. Which is fine, you know. Y'all are here, so yeah. Let's get some requests. We got boom. First one I saw. Hello. Nice meme, Crystal. All right, I guess I'll pick somebody else. I clicked on someone and they didn't enter. How about? Oh nope, they're here. What's up? Hello, hi.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? Almost missed you.
Pretty good. You?
I'm doing pretty good. I feel like I'm getting the hang of this style of interaction.
This is my first time talking to someone in Discord.
Ever?
Yeah.
Oh
sorry.
wow. What's up? Well, I'm honored to be your first.
Well, thank you. So, 5YL is a very interesting series, right?
I like to think so.
So, would it introduce some other new characters from Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network?
I will say this is usually how I answer those kind of questions. Would it be more exciting for you to read and be surprised by that happening, or knowing it in advance?
Depends, but I will read it.
The way I look at it is I feel like any new additions is more exciting in the moment. So I don't really like to answer who will appear questions, because if you see it coming, it kind of sullies the moment.
You like to build things up.
Yeah. So I'm basically just trying to say I can't answer that for the story's integrity.
That makes sense.
But I will say, there's a bunch of holes in the temporal zone right now. Anything could happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understandable.
I mean, thanks for the question, though. If you have another, I'm willing to listen.
Would you be inclined if I introduce some aliens? Well, I don't have a mommy right now, but I'll introduce them later.
Yeah, you know what? Well, since you're in the Discord now, after the stream, there's a art tab or a Ben 10 tab, whichever one works for you. Just go ahead and post them. Feel free to ping me. That goes for anybody, really. I am okay with pings. If I'm busy, I won't be able to get to them, and I'm sorry about that. I feel like I can be very neglectful sometimes, trying to maintain connections. Okay. Yeah, I get so in my own head. But I mean, I feel like the only thing that annoys me is when people ping me and then delete it, because then if I do have time and I'm looking for the ping, there's nothing there, and I'm like, what? So yeah, I mean, feel free to post that stuff and ping me, and I'll try to make some time for it, and if I don't see it, just try again, ping me again.
Okay, I'll send you the aliens. I got a lot of them.
Awesome, man. There's over 1 million in the Prime Omnitrix. I'm sure other universes can have more, so a lot of aliens, the more the merrier.
Bye.
Bye, toodaloo.
Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you. Happy to talk to you. Enjoy Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Let's, I'm okay with pings. Oh god, rip Kuro's Discord, someone said in the chat. Yeah, I mean, I understand why people don't like getting pinged, but the way I see it, it's not like they're forcing me to have to, respond to it and see it even. They're kind of harmless. I suppose if everybody always pinged me, it would kind of make it too saturated where I wouldn't be able to see any pings. And even now there are definitely some I miss. But I mean, I'm okay with you pinging me. If anyone tells you different, they're probably just trying to give me some space, which I appreciate. But just go for it. There's no harm in it. Let's get some more people in here. Feel free to start sending more invite requests. All right, boom. First one I saw. Hold on. Boop. Ugh, I've been ripping apart a paper clip because I'm just fidgeting, and I just noticed I've ripped the paper clip in half and put them on my pinkies. What am I doing? What's up, Ghost Da Vinci? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Not too bad. I'm gonna take some ripped paper clips off of my pinkies. But yeah, right. What's up? What can I do for you?
Well, obviously I do appreciate how you treated how you created 5YL with the mix between Danny Phantom and Ben 10, which I personally love. But the thing that I love the most is the amount of aliens you have created on your own.
Thank you. I mean, I've definitely created quite a few aliens, but in terms of the entire 5YL arsenal, 90% of them is commissions by the wonderful fans we have. So I owe a lot of that to the community's contributions, especially Ash. Ash is an alien machine. So thank you, but I do got to put credit where credit's due. The 5YL arsenal wouldn't be as expansive without all the people who were very kind enough to commission me.
Yeah, so I think a couple years ago, I thought I got an idea of having three types of three characters with three Omnitrixes. One the Ultimatrix, the other from the Omnitrix from Omniverse, and the other the original prototype, but combined with the reboots.
Oh, cool. Like, are they like an Omnitrix fighting team or something?
Yeah, yes, you could say that, but I didn't have time to start it because I was busy with another story.
What's the other story?
The other story is called Threat of Vermilion Spirits. It's a DeviantArt comic book that involves like 4 important characters trying to that change the world by exposing the truth of corruption of the government and something.
Oh man, that's something that we need going on in real life.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome though. How's the story running? How many chapters you got?
No, only started with pages. I already finished page 19.
That's already, I mean, that's progress, man. A lot of people can't even make it past page 1, so congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. And also the amount of AS you created also inspired me to create one that I chose it. I created my own AM that is a subspecies of actinurites.
Oh, what are they like?
Action. So like the original actinurites is A. So the subspecies is actinurite B. The actinurite B are technological species created. No, they were born after exposure to corrodium mixing with unborn Galvan mechamorph offspring. So like.
So they're like a divergent evolution.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. Cool. Do you got a name for one of them? Like if Ben was gonna become one of them?
Yes. The one I came up with is Shadestorm.
Shadestorm. That's pretty threatening. That's awesome. Shadestorm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. So the powers Actinurite B have, they can hack. They can literally have they share the same abilities as a Galvanic Mechamorph, but in a ghostly way. They have the ability to manipulate corrodium, the energy of corrodium, into any elements they choose, like fire, ice, lightning, etc. And they have a set of 12 blades that functions as wings.
So, like, would you say the corrodium is what powers their different elemental abilities, or are they transmuting the corrodium itself to create these elementals?
Corrodium is like their own version of blood. Yeah.
Oh, so it's okay. Wow, that's awesome. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounds pretty cool, man. Thanks for sharing.
Welcome.
Awesome. Well, it was great talking with you. I hope you have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
All right, toodaloo. Alrighty. We got oh man, so many requests popping up. Boom. How's this?
Hello.
Butterman John. Howdy. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I just opened up myself a drink. Was gonna get to some art.
Nice. What you drinking?
Pacific Punch or Juice Monster.
Ooh, nice flavor. Cool. So what's up? What can I do for you?
Yeah. It's one of my favorites, and well, actually, so a lot of people probably know I'm kind of the albedo edit guy at this point. I forget how many at this point. Let me check.
Oh yeah. I've seen you post
83 5YL albedo edits.
53?
80.
83.
83.
Jeepers creepers. That's some dedication,
Plus,
man.
And then I have 6 more ones that aren't in like the actual folder. Mainly one I accidentally made an albedo gray matter, and then I realized how much that didn't make sense.
I was thinking about that the other day too, because I was thinking about how every alien from the classic series, like the original 10 playlist, made an appearance in UA in some manner, except gray matter, aside from like, the whole Galvan planet. But Albedo technically turned into gray matter, so does that count? Even though it's himself?
What I did, I ended up just taking the Galvan Albedo PNG from the 5YL wiki and editing that a little bit.
Oh yeah. That could use an update. That's some pretty old art.
Yeah. Oh man, I got a list of freaking 5YL art that I like. Oh boy. Anyway, but I kind of ran out of steam for a little bit. I mean, because I was just kind of running out of color schemes, and the more I look at like your art, everyone just stands out so much.
Thank you.
Here, let me open up my big old folder. I got 3 random examples: 5YL, Ghostfreak, Snarrow, and Edel. Like those 3 aliens have like such completely different vibes.
Ghostfreak, Edel, and Snarrow, you say?
Ghostfreak. Yeah, like.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Like the way that you color them. Like Snarrow has that really nice pale green. That's really good. But I kind of want to just like ask how you always keep it so fresh. Because that's also
the designs.
Yeah, like design wise, like coloring has just always been like my biggest.
Yeah. I would say part of it is just credit to Ash. I run a lot of things by him, so it really helps having a second opinion. And color in fact is the one thing that we discuss the most, ironically, because it's also the easiest to change. Like if I were to ask him to change the shape of someone's arm, that's like a whole, like you literally have to redraw the arm. But if I'm just like make it blue, click, boom. I would say I also am not afraid to like deviate from my art style. I know it seems like the wiki has a general art style, but if you start nitpicking the specifics, I have been a bit experimental, which I feel like helps benefit from the diversity in the long run. Like I'm looking at Snarrow right now, and he has it looks like, because of the coloring and shading, the black and green are fabric textures. Whereas if I did this now, I might have been tempted to do that Perkins shine on the black, like that really thick rubbery suit looking stuff that everything in Ben 10 has. I used to deliberately only use black outlines because I was drawing stuff in pen, and I knew that I wasn't skilled enough to like change the line colors in Photoshop, and like drawing with different colored pens, that wasn't an option for a whole other reason. But now with a tablet, I can make Danny's hair outline gray, which is nice. So I guess I keep the designs fresh because I'm also changing the art style as I go as well, and I kind of don't put as much stress on consistency as I used to, which opens up more freedom for very diverse ways. Like I'm pretty sure if you lined up every way I've drawn fire or energy on aliens, there's a high chance they don't look anything like each other, because fire you could do a number of different ways. You can make the opacity like 35% on your brush and try to do it like very hazy and realistic. You can literally draw the shapes like very Butch Hartman, Steve Marmol style. You can rely on different colors. It could be primarily yellow. It could be, you can use like glow effects, make the layer have a feather around it. So yeah, just like, change shit up. Don't box yourself in.
Yeah. I had a pretty big experience with that semi recently, actually. I have my own Omnitrix user OC, and I've made not like a crap ton of his aliens so far, 34. But I should have a lot more. It's solely because I took like a couple of months just redoing the first like 6 or 7 that I made, because I had just changed everything so much when it came to like design and coloring.
Oh yeah, once you finish something and you come back to it, like, you give yourself some like mental room to breathe and like see something in a new light. In fact, even, like the older a 5YL alien design is for me, there's a higher likely chance if I were to design it from the ground up, I would do it differently, which is kind of frustrating because since I've been recalibrating the chapters, I need to make them still kind of look like the old stuff. Like I feel like I can do Echo in a very different way, but you know he's already locked and loaded.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, as long as the design isn't finalized, you don't have to commit yourself to anything. So yeah, you know, doing 6 or 7 passes on the same character or something, or what you said, like redoing the first 7 or so. That's if anything, I would say that's brilliant. That means you're still thinking about it in new, different ways, and you're trying to like meditate on those ideas.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, awesome, man. So I mean, thanks for talking and sharing a little bit of.
Thanks for listening.
Absolutely. Take care. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
Toodaloo. All right. I clicked somebody, but then it moved. I don't know who I clicked, so I'm gonna give it like 10 seconds or so and see if somebody actually comes in. If not, I'll click somebody else. All right. I think I might be wrong then. I don't think I clicked anybody. Now I think I... All right, hold on. Let's do this. Boom. Or am I just inviting a bunch of people to speak? What's up, Squicky Duck?
Hi, Kuro, what's up?
Not too much, just chilling.
I wanted to ask one question.
What's up?
If I remember correctly, in one episode of Omniverse, Bookish and Driba repaired the Omnitrix with a piece of gum, right?
What happened with the Omnitrix?
Bookish and Driba repaired it and put a piece of gum in it, a chewing gum.
Oh, yes, an Outbreak, yep. Yep.
Is that piece of gum still in the 5-wire Omnitrix?
I think remnants of it could be. Like, it probably... Well, like... So, have you seen... Do you know the theory that, like, black spots on sidewalks and stuff is, like, dried up gum? I don't know if that's true or not.
Yes, I know, but I don't think it is.
You don't think... You think they took it out? Like, it fell out?
Might be.
I think there's a chance there's, like, a really dense, dried up black glob of what used to be chewing gum still in the Omnitrix. I feel like I'm amused by that enough to believe it's probably still there.
And another question, what is your favorite ultimate that Ash design?
Oh, my favorite Ash alien? Damn, I gotta look.
The ultimates that he designed.
Oh, ultimates. Oof. Man, he's done like 40 now. I mean, I was really impressed with his ultimate goop. That was one of the very first ones. I liked his ultimate spider monkey design because of the reverse eye thing. What else? Man, he really did do a lot. I liked his ultimate Swampfire a lot with the big old tree arms. I think that was awesome. It made him look like a walking forest. Yeah, no, that was awesome. Wow, he really has done so much. Oh, my favorite would probably be Ultimate Waybig, but that's just because in comparison to the one that we got in the show, this is like so much better. I might be as bold to say it's a fact that it's better. Like, there's probably people that like the show's version more than Ash's, and that's just how it is, you know, but it's so good. It's amazing. The power, the look, the colors, the fact that it plays into the cosmic storms. I'd have to say his Ultimate Waybig, because of how far he took it and the new way he breathed life into it, his Ultimate Waybig is my favorite.
Yeah. I also like Big Shield. That's cool with the smaller offsprings.
Oh, yeah, he did do that one. That was in the most recent one, wasn't it? Where he finished up the Alien Force ones?
Yes.
Yeah. That was a really cool one. Yeah, a lot of... I like how freaky he makes them look, too. Like, they don't look... I don't want to say natural because he bases them off of, like, them evolving into it. Like, it's like if you took this, like, weird scientist serum and injected them and forced them to... And now they're this big, freaking crazy-looking creature. I love how all of them have a sense of unnatural uncomfortability to them. Like, they're weird, crazy lab experiments. Opposed to, like, you know, Ultimate Cannonbolt, who was just... gray. Yeah. Yeah, but thanks for the question. It was great talking to you.
Yeah, see you. Bye.
All right, see you. Alrighty. Let's see. It's 6:11 for me. I'll take a couple more. I think it's time to start wrapping things up, but we don't have to cut it right this second. Let's get a couple more people in here. Just so we end on a strong, grandiose finale. Let's do boom. Ooh, I'm getting hungry too. What's up, Scared Spidey?
Hold on, let me I need to mute real quick. I'll be back in like 50 seconds long.
Okay. 50 seconds. Oh, I guess I'll use this as an opportunity again to drink some water.
Oh yeah, I'm back. I'm
oh,
sorry.
What's up? No, it's all good.
Yeah, if you hear background noise, I live with a lot of people.
Oh, don't worry about that. I know all about that.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you because I've been watching for like a long time because like when I first got internet, like all I watched was just like Ben 10 and Spider-Man videos. Like I used to watch those compilations that have like the giant Kiss cartoon logo, which I hate that. It's like my least favorite part about YouTube clips from Ben 10.
Yup, the Kiss cartoon logo. I was guilty of ripping from that too back in the day, but yeah.
Yeah, anyways, I just wanted to ask, because, I'm a very big Spider-Man fan. He's probably my favorite thing ever.
Mhm.
Ben 10's very close. But, yeah, how would you handle a Ben 10 Spider-Man crossover?
Well, I know Spider-Man has the whole, and this area of the Spider-Man mythos I'm not as well versed in. There's the character Madam Web, who's sort of like the guy between the Spider-Verse, if you will. Is that right?
In, like, the 90s and, like, Shattered Dimensions, yeah.
Yeah, I know of that character. So I know there's an avenue of Spider-Man where he has a believable access to the multiverse. So I think utilizing that would make it canonically more natural. But if it truly doesn't matter, I would say it could... Should it be an accident, though? I don't know. I feel like what makes crossovers more interesting is if there's somehow a deliberate connection. So somehow by utilizing the multiversal aspects of Spider-Man, I would weave that into it. Maybe Paradox knows Madam Web or something. I don't know.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, another thing I would ask is because, you think that in the original Ben 10 timeline, the one where he never takes off the Omnitrix, was like at 15, would he naturally unlock a Big Chill because of the reproduction cycle?
That is a solid point, and honestly, I don't know. In fact, I was even thinking about this the other day. Do you think Albedo went through the Big Chill thing too?
It's actually really interesting, yeah.
Yeah. Like, how detrimental is this necrophrygian reproductive cycle? Like, I mean, I can see a case where like it would make an interesting story where if Ben didn't have Big Chill, the Omnitrix would unlock Big Chill just to have that story. I think that would be interesting. But by 15, he might have just had them anyways if he never unlocked the Omnitrix. But it would be cool if like it forced him to unlock it. I think that would be a good story.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
What is it? I had another question. What was it? I forgot. Oh yeah, that's basically all I had to say. Yeah, that was really cool being on here.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for the question. It was great talking to you.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, thwip thwip.
Yep.
Alrighty. Okay, they're coming in. Here they come. Boom. What's up, Razor Blader?
Hey man, how you doing today?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. I have one question, if you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, what's up?
Have you watched Heroes United, that crossover between January Rex and Ben 10?
I mean, I've heard of it, but like every time I see a clip of it, I'm like, eh. I don't know. It's not my vibe.
I remember watching a video of yours where you did like a 1 hour breakdown of the movie or the crossover.
Yeah, no, I loved doing that breakdown.
Yeah, so how do you bring Alpha into the Ben 10 universe? Like in Omniverse, do you have like an idea how you would introduce him?
Rex?
No, Alpha. Like,
Oh,
you know, in the
Alpha.
ending.
Yeah, because he is in
Yeah.
the null void, right?
Yeah, but there was like a theory where that null void thing, it was actually Upchuck's stomach, like his intestines or something like that.
Yeah. Well,
but-
what I was saying is like, if you were a Generator Rex only fan who watched that, and you've never seen the null void, and the concept of Ben 10 is vague enough for you to not know the rules of it, you could misinterpret the ending as you're looking at the inside of Upchuck's stomach rather than being in the null void, because the crossover just kind of cuts to that clip and expects you to know what's happening. And I was just thinking of it. I was like, what if somebody doesn't know what the null void looks like? What are they going to think this is? Well, the last time they say Alpha, Upchuck ate that thing. So, you know, even if they just like put in like a little title card at the freaking bottom of the screen that said somewhere in the null void or something. But yeah, no, I would definitely utilize that as the way to get Alpha in Omniverse. Maybe he, like, I mean, the rooters are in the null void. You could find ways to tie them together, but I mean, the rooters are also kind of their own. He doesn't really need Alpha. I don't know. I feel like it would also be hard because Omniverse did the malware arc, which is very similar to Alpha's. So yeah, you know what? I guess I would tie Alpha to the rooters. If not the rooters, something else, because I feel like doing an Alpha-centered story right after doing malware might not go over well. So it would have to be done differently than malware. That's the tricky part.
Like, you know, in the ending, that little brown ball, it started cracking. I think it meant like Alpha broke out or something. So I think the crossover also took place after season 2. So like if Ben, Gwen, and Kevin went to the null void, they could probably encounter Alpha, just like killing guards and prisoners or something.
Yeah, that could happen.
But I read somewhere he only absorbs nanites, but the creatures there don't have nanites at all, so I don't really know how all that stuff works.
I mean, he did start
complex.
sucking in the buildings and stuff, yeah, too, at the end. I think he just targets nanites, and everything else is just, like, a result of it. Like, it's a residual residue that's just, he's absorbing it just because he wants the nanites, but they're in that stuff. So without it, I guess he might have the potential to absorb non-nanite stuff, but it probably doesn't interest. Oh, you know what? Boom, here's how you do it. Elena's story didn't have an ending, right? So if you wanted to resolve Elena's ending in Omniverse, you do it by Alpha targeting the chips. That's how you do it. Yeah.
Wouldn't Alpha be like in the null void, and we don't really know where Elena went? He
could just get out of the null void. I mean, people just get out of the null void all the time. I feel like it's not as big of a deal as it should be and used to be. But I mean, yeah, Alpha probably just got out of the null void. Like maybe at the end of the Rooters arc or something, you see him like looking over and watching, and then he jumps through a portal as everybody's leaving, and then he gets out there, and then you have the Alpha Elena plot.
Yeah, I guess null void's kind of like Arkham Asylum with the crappy security system.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was always hyped up as like this big, oh no, just the null void. And then like now anybody can get out of the null void. The only one who really struggled was Kevin.
Even in the original series, the null void looked more like some random pocket dimension. Then like AF and UA just became like a high security system, kind of like that.
Yeah, it was more civilized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask one more question before I go?
Sure. What do you got?
Yeah. So you remember in like I don't remember the episode name, but it was where Ben first transformed into Ben Victor, and then after that, after like the ship exploded, he turned to Cannonbolt and saved Max and Gwen, then landed on Earth, right?
Be afraid of the dark. Yep.
Yeah. So when they were doing that three-way fist bump, Ben's Omnitrix had like the Ghostfreak icon on it.
Yeah.
And then later in Alien Force, Ghostfreak was said to be in like some prison ship under like power dampeners or something.
Yep.
Like how do you escape the Omnitrix exactly?
Man, that's an
inconsistency?
Yeah. I mean, see, here's the thing. So I originally took that as Ben now unlocked the ectoneurite transformation Ghostfreak again, not Zescare getting stuck in the watch. But Zescare was stuck in the watch originally, so what happened to the first Zescare? And now does every time Ben gets the sample, is he cloning Zescare and now there's like 5 of them? I don't know how much I believe that, but it makes you think like, how does he really get in the watch? Because in the classic series, I originally took that as, okay, great, Ben has Ghostfreak again, and now he looks even cooler. But that's not what happened in the Alien Force. Yeah, exactly what you said. So I don't know, man. I'm sorry, but I don't have a great answer for that. It's just the show being inconclusive with itself.
Yeah, I saw like a theory online where there were like two Ghost Freaks, one classic which got absorbed into the Omnitrix, and that was the Ghost Freak which Ben used. And later there was like another ectoneurite DNA sample that escaped, or some shit like that.
Yeah, I mean anything could really happen because it's so I feel like they intentionally kept it vague because they don't have to explain themselves. Because it's like, oh yeah, the ectoneurites can get trapped in the Omnitrix just because that's how their species works, and don't think about it any further. So I mean, any of those theories could probably be correct because there's nothing that really like sets in rules to say otherwise. But you know, I feel like that's also some of the fun of Ben 10 is just when things are so ambiguous, you come up with all these different explanations, which I feel like is just as interesting as watching the show. So yeah, I love the discussions about it, but I don't know what I officially believe when it comes to Ghostfreak.
Yeah, I find them contradicting their statements online when they're answering questions.
Yeah, no, there's always contradictions between not just the writers, but themselves. Like, people contradict themselves all the times when it comes to that kind of stuff, so you never really know. Unless it's in the show, it's up in the air.
Yeah, that's true.
Alrighty, well, I mean, thanks for the question. It was great talking to you.
Yeah, I also want to thank you for like reviving my interest in Ben 10 again. Like I kind of stopped watching it back in like 2012 after finishing Omniverse, but when I stumbled upon your videos, my interest got revived.
Oh, thank you. You know, I mean, that's the whole point of them, so I'm glad they're efficient enough to bring your interest back into it. And it sounds like you're enjoying yourself, so, you know, welcome to the party, pal.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Awesome. All right, take care.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta stretch my back real quick. Oh! Oh, God. Man, when I'm 50, I'm gonna need, like, a robotical spine. I need to, like, get into yoga or something. When I was in theater, I used to do, what was it called, Zumba? We would do Zumba exercises, which is like dance cardio. And that made me feel in a much better spot than being hunched over on my desk. And I kind of missed that. Little fun fact, Zumba is fun. Give it a shot. Even if you don't dance, there's usually someone there to show you the steps. All right, yeah, let's boom. What's up, Tarzan?
Hi.
How
Wasn't
you doing?
expecting to get picked.
It's all. I'm just picking random things, so you know, it's.
Yeah. But usually I'm like, the glasses have empty side, you know.
Well, I'm. You know,
Not
today the glass is half full.
Like, bursting, if you ask me.
Hey.
Okay, so don't really have. I have one question, but I'm just gonna say it at the end. Just wanna like. I feel like I owe you a lot since I found your channel like a couple years ago when you did the animated recap thing.
Oh, yep, that was fun.
I finished that and I was like, this channel, yeah, I'm watching this, and binged all your videos in like a month or something. And yeah,
Thank you.
You and Ash specifically, you inspired me to get back into doing art, you know, drawing. I gave up on it like a few years. Didn't think I was good enough or something, and you guys just made me want to do it again, and I've been doing that ever since.
That's awesome, man.
So,
yeah, I mean,
I just
like,
wanna...
yeah, there's so much pressure to be efficient and like productive with your art, especially within the social media culture, that like people seldom just draw for fun and draw for themselves anymore, and it's unfortunate. But I mean, the fact that you're coming back to it, I'm glad that you're embellishing your creative side again. So that's great.
And okay, so first of all, I'm really bummed out that Ash isn't here because I freaking love him.
He might hear. I can pull Ash in for a minute or so. Ash, jump in here.
If I saw him on the street, I would just like hug him out.
I have arrived.
There you go.
Okay, I'm trying not to faint here. Okay. This is like a dream come true to talk to both of you guys. Oh my god.
man.
Okay, and since he's here too, like he might answer the question I have too. Okay, so the question I have, if you or both of you, I'd say, were at the helm when they made the reboot, would you have done anything differently? Because I know the reboot was very divisive when it came out. Like a lot of people didn't like it, and I want to know what you would have done differently.
You go first.
Oh, of course you're gonna make me go first. Okay, so honestly, there's not too many things with the reboot that like I am against. Like the it is much goofier and stuff like that. It's not terrible. I've watched through a good amount of it. I liked the finale stuff they did with the movies and specials and stuff. And all in all, I don't think it's that bad. I even like the fact that they tried to make their own original aliens, and like those did get popular. Like it might be because they are just new aliens from the time, but I know a lot of people tend to really talk about Shockrock and Slapback a lot and really like them, and I think they're cool too. If I were to do anything differently, if I'm trying to make this not sound rude in a way, they had a lot of like, I guess, new generation humor, like cringy stuff in there, like Ben wearing the shutter shades and recording videos and stuff. I wouldn't have done that, but I feel like that is just a generational gap thing. Kids nowadays, God, I'm old. Kids nowadays do that type of stuff and enjoy doing stuff like that, and I just find it kind of cringy, and it was a little weird to me. But that's just me.
What would you say is one of the strengths of the reboot, Ash?
Well, for one, I love the fact that Ben and Gwen actually get along and don't fight for no reason a lot of the time.
Mhm.
Like, they do argue every now and then in the show, but there's usually reasoning behind it, and they make up with it. I thought that was cool. They have a much more, like, caring family dynamic, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
You know, it was just a good like, honestly, I don't think it's that bad. I do like the stuff they did with Kevin and the Annie tricks and stuff too. A lot of people get upset by that, but I thought it was interesting.
I think what I would have changed is the reboot had a lot of ideas, but in the biggest thing that held it back above everything else is the 11-minute format. If we got 22-minute stories, I feel like the reboot would have more room to breathe, like, and really like make their stories have as much intrigue as the classic did. It literally just comes down to they're cutting the time in half, and not only that, but they're changing so much stuff. So the least they can do is give them enough time to make their own world feel as full as it used to. So 22-minute episodes is the biggest thing I would change.
You know what? That is a good point too. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Oh. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, thanks for the question, Tarzan.
Okay, yeah, sure. Thanks a lot for having me.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my god.
Thanks for talking.
I'm fucking recording this. And, like,
Oh, me too. I mean, I'm streaming this, so it's staying online. So as long as I don't
I
get
know.
copyright struck or whatever.
But I want to have it backed up, so.
That's awesome, man. All right, you have yourself a great day.
Have a nice day too. Thanks a lot.
Toodaloo. Ash, you can stay if you want.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I've been just chilling, listening the entire time anyway.
Yeah, I wanted to give the one-on-one interactions a shot, because I feel like when we stream together, I just can't help but just talk to you the whole time. So
Yeah, no, that's part of why I was like, you know, I get it. We're
Yeah.
gonna people get the chance to talk.
But
We
not- yeah.
chit chat all the time.
But now it's been 2.5 hours and I'm running out of steam, so
Fair.
yeah, I'll take a couple more. Now that we got Ash, there's a new vibe happening here. So let's see where this goes. Boom. Who's this? Give it a second. Maybe not.
Maybe.
Nope. All right, let's do this person. Oh, hello. What's up, Omni Trickster? Are you the... Oh, okay. They both joined. All right, I'm sorry. Well, I mean, what's up? Now it's a party of 4.
What's up?
How's everyone doing?
I'm doing good.
What about you? Do you want me to split you guys up, or should we just do it like this?
I'm fine, whatever. It's up to them.
How are you doing, Omni Trickster?
Good. How are you guys?
Not too bad. So which one of you would like to go first with whatever you want to say?
You can go first.
What? Shit. Sorry. I didn't come up with any questions. I just joined because I saw this was going on.
It's all good. I mean, welcome.
Well, I talk to you. I didn't know. I don't really have a question, but this came right off the top of my head. I don't know if y'all have been asked this already since I just joined, but what's your favorite future alien?
Oh, like Ben 10K? Does it just like exclusive or just like the future version of that alien?
How about both? Whichever one you want to answer.
He didn't show up in the show, but I really liked Gravidactyl's design. But for one that showed up in the show, I like the future version of Accelerate a lot. I know it's such a simple, small change, but something about it just clicks with me very significantly.
That looks really cool.
What about you, Ash?
See, I was going to say you would not agree with mine because all they did was give him pants, but cannon bolts. You saying Accelerate though, all they did was give him long sleeves, so it counts.
Yeah,
it
but
counts.
10K
you know
Cannonbolt.
I'm not wrong. 10K Cannonbolt was pretty cool. I like.
But like as your favorite though.
No, not my favorite. I just wanted to mess.
Okay,
with you about the
all
sleeve
right,
thing.
okay, all right.
If
Okay,
I
you
were
got
to
me.
pick, if I were to pick like an actual favorite, I know I was always super hyped when I saw Buzzshock being used for the first time. I like it because it feels like there's a more universal connection and confirmation that he's an alien species and not just like a monster roaming around Earth. So I thought that was pretty dope.
I have a question. So, Kuro, you said, I don't know when you said it, but you said that 5OL is actually Danny's story, but I was confused by that because most of the stuff that goes on is very Ben 10. How is it his story if you, and you once said that you would take out all the elements and it'd still be Danny's story, but it's mostly a Ben 10 centric story.
It's a tale as old as time. I would say so. It was conceptualized as a Danny Phantom comic, and I threw in Ben 10 for my own amusement. I feel like because the YouTube channel specifically, and also myself with my own postings, it's just the Ben 10 stuff is more on display than the Danny Phantom stuff, but I wouldn't go as far to say I'm centering the story around Ben. I wouldn't even say I center it much as around Danny, because I don't want. How do I phrase this? I don't know. I get asked this a lot, and I feel like I always fail to really express what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I mean, I guess it just depends on what people are focusing on, if it really comes down to it. Like, I'm telling the version of the story that I feel brings things across in a way that would hit the beats that I've planned. And, you know, some stuff in between and whatnot, you know, like this anniversary stream right here. There's more Ben 10 art showing up in the corner than Danny Phantom, because I've just drawn more of it. And I feel like having all of those subconscious influences makes the Ben 10 stuff in the story stand out more. But I still wouldn't say it's like, it's hard to talk about the story until it's done, I guess, is what I'm saying. But like, I hear different sides of it all the time.
You answered my question. It was just a video a long time ago said it was Danny's story and stuff, so I was just confused because there's so many Ben 10 elements.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I said that, I was really trying to vouch for it, because, again, I was caught so off guard that the Ben 10 side exploded in my face in all the best ways, but again, I didn't plan for it. And everybody at the time was just ragging on Danny and being like, he shouldn't even be here. This shouldn't be his story. This comic would be so much better if he wasn't a part of it and it wasn't a crossover. And I'm thinking to myself, like, the whole reason this story even works in the way that I'm doing it is because it's a crossover. And like, so I wanted to really put on display, and because it started as a Danny Phantom comic, I feel like I was just really trying to double down on it and be like, Danny's kind of just like the main character in a way. But
thank you. You answered like perfect.
Yeah.
And then my next question is, like, with all the Beyond stuff, it's like you guys are making your own mini animated series. Will that somehow cross over? Because there doesn't seem to be like a Legion of Doom going on between Ghostfreak and then Edweja and all those people. What's that story and how does it affect the comic?
Oh man, so I will say, without spoiling anything, it affects the comic because it's canon to it. And we don't see it as like two completely separate things. We see it as like two different stories that are happening within roughly the same year or so and in the same continuity.
Okay.
So like what happens somewhere else, like everything that happened in And Beyond influences how 5YL Ben is shaped. So it's optional, but it matters because it builds the world more. And if it ever does directly interact with it, I can't spoil that for you. But
so,
yeah.
Are you saying it takes place before the comic?
I'm saying
is it like a prequel?
There's a part of that could be true. It's hard to, like I really don't want to ruin it, but I will say, like, you get a much more fulfilling experience of the 5YL universe if you watch And Beyond and read the comic, but they're not so intertwined where you have to do both of them.
And then, so one of the things that really bugged me when I was watching Omniverse was the lack of a central fire alien. What do you think that they did that differently? Like it was a new twist.
I don't know. What do you think, Ash? You're the alien boy.
I think I am the alien boy. No, I'm the fusion boy. No, but I think with them not doing a fire alien, it's because with Omniverse, it seemed like they were really trying to go in a different direction with the aliens, and this is not just a jab at them about trying to make toys. This is, I think they were really trying to change up the power sets, and like even with some aliens, make it like they weren't just a primary ability for the playlist, especially because Ben had access and was using aliens that could fill in those roles very easily from other playlists. Because take this for example, they introduced Astrodactyl. Astrodactyl is a flying alien, but he can also shoot lasers and has like energy whips. So I wouldn't categorize him as just a flying alien, if that makes sense. Like that's not the only role he fills.
Yeah, I get it.
A thing too with Shock Squatch. Personally, I saw him as being the forearms of the Omniverse playlist because he's not just an electric alien; he's a giant, like muscly head or a strong muscle head electric alien. So I thought that kind of filled in those two roles as well.
I found it funny that among all the advertising, they treat Blocks like he's the icon alien, but
yeah,
it turns out to be Feedback, who's the icon alien. So he would replace a fire alien in this situation.
With electricity.
Yeah, I mean, fire and electricity are both variables of energy. So yeah, I mean, I guess Feedback became the unofficial fire blaster.
So just out of curiosity, I would like to talk to you guys more, but where can I find you?
You can ping me in the Discord. It's very hit or miss. Sometimes I can be, I busy or I don't know. I guess the short answer, ping me on Discord. I will try to respond if I can, and I'm very sorry if I don't.
One more thing, I had no idea that you were behind the Mystery Morpher animated thing.
Oh yeah.
Because I watched that when I was younger, and I was like, "Oh, this is the coolest shit ever." And then I find out, I come to you, and it's like, "Oh wow, this guy's been in my childhood way longer than I thought."
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm honestly surprised. I am literally to this day, because you just said it, hearing about people watching that. It's crazy. I didn't realize how big of a reach it had, because I was literally just making random things in MS Paint. It was the polar opposite of 5YL. I made up every frame of it as I went with zero plan, and it became this weird story of a devil alien who's another version of Ben, and then he goes back in time and stuff. And now I hear, like, by now probably hundreds of people recently saying like they watched that growing up, and I'm like, wow. I mean, thanks for being a part of the community back then.
Will, have you ever considered putting him in 5OL as more of a cameo like you've done with the other alternate Bens?
No, I definitely should. Honestly, I feel like I would have by now if it was like in the forefront of my mind. But I mean, now they're in the temporal zone, so I could put anything in there.
Because it would be cool as like a callback.
Yeah, right? Like, oh, you know what'd be sick? I remember in the animation, if I was going to take the canosity of that seriously, when Ben goes through the portal, he does enter this white void with a bunch of rushing lines before going back in time. Maybe, like, in the background of the next chapter, I can have, like, that Ben passing through as if, like, he temporarily entered the temporal zone and make it canonical. Like,
Rob's been playing this since then.
Yeah. There's got to be logic. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it'd be great to cameo. In fact, you know what? I really don't want to forget to do that.
And then,
yeah,
you're heading into Omniverse, and have you ever thought of doing Generator Rex and Danny Phantom reviews? Not like in the far future, not like whatever's next type of thing.
I get you. I get this question a lot too. So basically, how I see it is what makes breakdowns is because of how much I know about the inner workings of the show. Like, I grew up with it. I paid attention to the message boards. I bought the merch. I memorized the voice actors like their baseball cards or something. And I knew this and that. I've interviewed the crew. So it's more of a detailed, intricate perspective that I don't have on any other show. If I were to do breakdowns on another show, it would be much more closer to a reaction video where I would just yeah, which is fine. Like, I don't hate reaction videos. In fact, I watch a fair amount of them when I'm drawing, but like, it wouldn't be what the Ben 10 breakdowns are. It would just be me kind of like reacting to the show, because I'm not as well versed in any other show as I am. Danny Phantom, I could probably get away with it, because it's the same. It's just I was much younger watching Danny Phantom, and there weren't any message boards, and it's much shorter. It's only 3 seasons compared to Ben Prime's 18. So even then, like, like maybe, but yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious because it's like when you're doing all the stuff, like, oh, this would be cool if he talked about Generator X in this deep, thoughtful way.
Right? Yeah. No, I wish I could. I just, like, you know, I was very very narrow with my interests growing up with media. I watched a lot more sitcoms than I did animation for like the first 10 years of my life, which is very weird, but it's true. Like, I really didn't get super into like cartoons and animation and everything aside from Ben 10 until like my teens.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Thank you.
We need a breakdown series of Seinfeld.
Dude, you know what's funny? Seinfeld's one of the ones I didn't grow up watching. I watched like Family Matters, Boy Meets World, Full House, all of that. But
the George Lopez show.
Yeah, Yvonne and I started watching Seinfeld randomly, just like not really ironically, just out of curiosity, like, what is Seinfeld? And now we're 9 seasons deep, and I'm like, I actually like Seinfeld now.
How
like
how long is Seinfeld?
9 seasons.
You've watched all of it?
Almost. I'm finishing season because like I don't really have much time to watch it. I draw to it sometimes. So like, I mean, because sitcoms are less of a visual medium, you can get away with like drawing to it. Like, I drew to like all of Arrested Development earlier this year, and I only remember what like half the people looked like because I barely saw them. I was staring at drawings and art. But yeah, no, I genuinely like Seinfeld now, and it's funny because I was searching through one of my older breakdowns. I think it was where's the one No Soup for You? When did Ben say that? He took away Kevin's drink. No soup for you. No, not no soup. No juice. I'm sorry. It's in reference for...
No juice for you.
No juice for you. Yeah, when was that?
Yeah.
Was that the Big Chill episode?
I can't help you there.
I think it is.
Yeah, whatever that was in that
Because he's got
breakdown.
the weird cravings in that episode.
Yeah. I said, I know this is a Seinfeld reference, but I've never seen Seinfeld. And I actually recently rewatched that because I needed an old clip, and I was like, damn, I'm like 9 seasons into Seinfeld now. But yeah, all right. Well, I mean, thanks for talking, folks. I do think we need to move on a little bit, but I appreciate the conversation.
So, where can I say Artaguana supremacy?
Artaguana supremacy.
Real quick question: where, like, if I wanted to talk to you on Discord, what's your name?
Kuro.
Just Kuro?
Well, Kuro the Physius, but I changed the nickname to Kuro. You just type in @KURO.
Okay.
Yeah, just in any of the chats.
You can also look in like the different member lists or whatever, where all of the Ink Tank members at the very top.
Yeah, sometimes I change my name as like a joke or something for like a relevant.
And sometimes
like,
he
breakdown.
changes my name as a joke.
Yeah, but I mean, pinging me in a server is there's a much higher chance. I don't check my DMs that much unless I'm looking out for them. And like emails are more for like business sort of things. But yeah, I mean, you just gotta like shoot your shot in the Discord, ping me, and I'll try to see it if I'm around.
Well, thank you. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you. You take care, man. All right. Oh, how you doing, Ash, old buddy, old palo friend of mine?
I'm good, Rob, old buddy, old palo friend of mine. Also, the no soup for you in Seinfeld is a reference to the original like Oliver Twist, like no soup thing.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
It could be. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, this is why we need Seinfeld breakdowns. If I was breaking down Seinfeld, I would be like, is it? And I would pause it, and I would start Googling. In fact, yeah. Seinfeld.
The only way we'll start doing Seinfeld breakdowns is if we can get an interview with George Costanza.
Yes. I typed in Seinfeld Oliver Twist soup. If there's any connection between them, then there'd be... Oh, here's an article from July 14th, 2014. No, it's a tweet from Seinfeld 2000. What if Seinfeld was Dickens? Oliver Twist. Please, sir, I want some more. Oh, no, this is just someone making a joke.
Oh, it's a meme. Okay.
Yeah. All right, whatever. The bit's over. Let's get somebody else in here. I'll take like 2 or 3 more people, and then I gotta eat something. I'm starting to get rumbly.
Rumbly and his tumbly.
Yes, sir. I also feel like I've been talking so much, I'm starting to become delusional.
Delusional with a B?
Delusional? Yeah, sure. I clicked invite to speak to somebody, and they're not here. But I'm afraid of screwing up and 2 people join at the same time again.
I'll give it a second, then.
Yeah. Yeah, folks, if you request to... So the way I'm doing this is if you guys request to speak, it makes an invite to speak button pop up, and I just click it for whatever's in front of my mouse. But if I do that, you have to confirm that you want to come in. But if you can't do that, then I can't. You can't come in. All right. Yeah, it's been long enough. I'm gonna click somebody else randomly now. How about you? Boom. All right.
Hello.
Hi ho, neighbor.
Hi.
How you doing?
All right. I'm fine.
That's awesome.
Nice to meet you both.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, I'm very nervous.
It's all good. There's no worries. I like your Ultimatrix icon.
Thank you.
Did you get that from Ryan Gray?
No, I got mine from the art critic on Etsy.
Oh yeah, no, a bunch of people are making Omnitrices now.
Yeah,
I use Ryan Gray. He's the one who made me He made me 2 because the first one didn't fit, so I had to get a second one.
Yeah, I thought that was the right one because I've been stalking his page on Etsy.
No, he's great. He's very talented.
Yeah,
I've been,
really
like,
want
low-key being like, bro, you gotta release that Ultimatrix.
Yeah, I've seen his. I really want to get the Race Against Time Omnitrix because I really like his design on that, and it's really cool.
Oh yeah, that's super popular because it's like it's like authentic in a way because it's like this is the one from the live action movie. It's even more real.
Yeah, I really liked the design that they went for with Race Against Time. I think it was a really good adaptation of the classic Omnitrix.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been saving up to get Omnitrixes. Like, the Ultimatrix that you see in my icon is the first proper replica I've got.
Is it wraparound too, like all the way around?
Oh yeah. Hold on.
Oh, see, that's
I
so
can
sick.
I can actually get it. Wait, can I turn the camera on? Yes, I can.
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
I don't
right,
have
can
a
you
stream
guys-
overlay set up for this, so unfortunately the YouTube audience cannot see this, but that's fine.
Oh, alright.
I mean, it's all
Right,
good.
can
I can
you-
see it. Yeah, what's up?
Right,
I
so
see you.
guys- Yeah, so this is it's really cool.
Oh,
It's
that
got
looks
nothing on the
really
bottom.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's got nothing on the bottom, but I can understand why because of how inconsistent the bottom is in the actual show.
Yeah, no. Oh my, that lights up.
Yo!
That's crazy.
That's
Yeah, you
so
just
cool.
turn
Oh my
the
God.
dial.
That's
Yeah,
nuts.
I always think of the light like when the hologram turns on, so then it goes off, and then you turn it again, you get like a new hologram. That's how I envision the light working.
How weighted
so-
does it feel since there's like lights and a battery in it?
It's only a small battery. Like, hold on, if you guys want to see, it's like just. It's not that heavy, but it is like resin printed though, so it is
Mhm.
really durable. Because I am terrified of breaking this. 'cause
Oh
it
no,
costs, like,
yeah, I can
100.
imagine.
Yeah, it costs like 100 plus shipping.
See, I'm jealous as hell. The only Omnitrix I have is the like original series, like toy one that they
Oh,
sold
I
at
have
like
that.
Walmart.
Oh, I
Yeah,
had that.
I have that. Yeah, that's like proper nostalgia right there. And then the sort of like try to redo that mechanism with one of the Omniverse Omnitrixes, if I remember. I can't remember which toy it was.
Oh,
was
I
talking
had
of
that.
Omniverse.
I had that one too. Oh wait, no, I didn't have that one. I had. Wait, is that the one where like you press different touchscreen buttons and it makes different voices? Or is that the disc
I
one?
have that one. No, the one that you touch screen is different. This one I'm wearing right now, it's like a replica that was officially sold. It came out around the time of Galactic Monsters, if I remember the name.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is it? Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think I know that one. It was called.
Yeah, this is the Galactic Monsters.
the OmniLink one. Is it that or is?
The OmniLink one, well, that was a while ago.
There's so many
Oh
now.
God. Yeah, there is a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a ton.
Yeah. This one I'm wearing right now is the Galactic Monsters one. It doesn't do anything. It is literally just a replica.
It's so cool though.
That is cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. I at least wear it like all the time.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I mean, thanks for sharing, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Could I show some drawings that I've done?
Yeah, throw them up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to just. Oh, I'm just gonna have to show them. Yeah. So I've been practicing drawing the Omniverse Ben 10.
Yup.
So I've drawn a lot of like. Yeah, I'm quite new to drawing in the Omniverse style, so I'm not that good at it. But
Well, you got the
I
hair
really
shine
want
in there. That's
to,
dope.
Yeah, I always found that very unique with Ben, so I always want to try and get that in there. And then, well, there we go. There's the latest drawing I did.
Oh, see, that's actually pretty dope. Like already between the last drawing, there's like I can see an improvement. Like the hair shape is a little bit more in tune with the franchise.
Thank you. I have been trying to draw this for a while, and then I did one last one where I was sort of trying to do his alternate outfit.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the best, but I really am trying to improve.
It's pretty good. I would say don't forget the hair coming out of the neck. That really helps like make Ben look like Ben. Yeah, that's like the key.
Oh yeah, yeah. I tend to forget about details. Like I'll get them in one drawing, and then I'll like accidentally miss them in like another.
Yep.
And then I'll go back later. It's like, oh damn it, I forgot that. And I've like done the whole drawing.
Yeah, I mean it happens.
yeah.
I mean the professionals like still make art animation mistakes and stuff. So like it's whatever. But I mean
Yeah.
I mean keep it up, man. That's pretty great.
Thank you. Do you guys have any advice for me?
Well, I gave the Ben hair advice. What about you, Ash? What do you got for him?
Oh, I'm trying to think. It's been a while since I've done traditional. I know. Give me a second. I'm going back in my brain to when I draw with paper and pen.
I know, right? It's like Back to the roots.
Back to the future. No, the what I would suggest is don't be afraid to really like before you start doing the actual solid lines and colors and stuff like that, draw lightly with a pencil. Don't be afraid to erase and have to redraw something. Like it's always good to really solidify the sketch before going into lines and stuff like that, whether it be digital or traditional. That's something I've always tried to do. Because once you commit to putting that pen to paper, that's it.
Yeah, I have been trying to draw with pencil a bit. That's what I've been doing. But like, I always, like you said, I do get a bit afraid to like redo some stuff. And like, oh, what if it looks worse if I do it again? But
I mean, only one way to find out, you know.
That's the risk of art. Though.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, and don't get discouraged. It might take you like 20 tries just to get like something right, and like that's just the nature of the game. So like, I guess just don't give up, you know.
Yeah, thank you for the advice.
Of course. All right, it was great talking to you, man. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Alrighty, let's take two more. Again, folks, this is completely random. So, again, just keep that in mind. I clicked someone, I think. It's always hard to tell because the chat's always moving. Did I choose somebody?
Maybe.
Maybe we're just trying too hard.
See, what's funny is this is, like, for other regular streamers, this is a very normal, everyday stream of them just chit-chatting and stuff. And this is very different for us.
Yeah, normally we're always, like, doing some goofy stuff or, like, we're drawing. I listened to the entire Epidemic Sound playlist for Podcast Hooks. I guess I'll just restart it.
I've been doodling a Danny Phantom fan art. For the anniversary while I've been doing this. Yeah.
I did one in like just a quick one. I threw it up on Twitter like right before this stream.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh fuck, it's the Danny Phantom anniversary.
It's the anniversary, bro.
Anniversary.
Yeah. All right. It looks like I didn't actually click on somebody. My bad. Let's do Cheese Blaster. Boom. I saw you.
Cheese.
That was the one who appeared under my mouse when I looked at my mouse.
I want some cheese.
Come on in, Cheese Blaster.
Blast on in here using the power of cheese.
All right. Sorry, Cheese Blaster. I guess, the cheese got rotten. Yeah, guys, just send invite to speak requests. I'm literally just looking at the stage, like, text chat and clicking the invite to speak button whenever it pops up in front of my mouse.
Or for y'all, it's going to say request to speak.
Yeah, request
like a little
to speak.
hand icon.
I'm still not entirely sure, like, if this is even the most efficient way to do it.
Oh, we got a Miloon.
Oh, hello.
Miloon. Ahoy.
Hello.
Hello. It's nice to be here.
Nice to meet you. How you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. I've been a fan of you guys for a while. I think. Well, you guys inspired me to go. Well, it's. Sorry, I'm just very nervous.
Hey, don't worry about it, man. It's all good. I mean, I'm happy to hear it.
But, you made me go back to Ben 10, and I really liked your comic 5 years later.
Thank you.
But, my first question is, I know this is going to be random and all, but will there be any more story? Well, I know this is a obscure character because it's only been heard once, but will there be any story about Dr. Logic or anything? Or is that not going to be?
So here's the thing about Dr. Logic is when I wrote that line, it's because I wanted it to sound like there was dozens of so many big significant adventures that happened within the 5 years, and I came up with this rough idea of this character, Dr. Logic, just to have him name dropped. But the idea that I had for him actually, like, every now and then it would click to me, and I thought of something I personally feel is very interesting. And I feel like I like it so much that I kind of just don't want to drop it out there, but I didn't ever plan on telling his story. So I genuinely like don't know what I want to do with Dr. Logic. I feel like if 5YL is over and like I'm pretty confident I'm not going to do anything more with the universe, maybe And Beyond, but I mean, he wouldn't work with And Beyond for, if you knew who he was, you'd know why. So, you know, if enough time goes by and it's pretty reasonable to believe I'm never going to do anything with it, I'll probably just make a video and just be like, here was my idea for that. But right now, I feel like I'm attached enough to this character to want to wait it out in case an opportunity does arrive where I can do the Dr. Logic story, or at least like mention it in a way that would like be intriguing.
I see.
Yeah. Well, thank you. No, I mean that's awesome that like people are curious about him.
Yeah, I've been curious about that guy and his story with like just Ben after his encounter.
Yeah.
And my second question, and this is both for you and OR Ash, for all your drawings that you ever did, what was the funnest drawing you two did, either like normal or like Ben 10 like?
Ooh, the absolute funnest.
Just in general?
Yeah, I mean general either.
Dang. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna sound cheesy for a moment. I think the first thing I ever designed for 5YL, the Smash Mouth fusion, because
that's a good one.
That was super dope. To put even more cheese on top of that,
Cheese it up for me, buddy.
To do a tiny little story too. Whenever Rob contacted me to work on stuff the first time, it wasn't even 5YL. He hit me up just requesting that I do a fusion of what was it? Slampede, Slingshot, and Ultraviolent, because they were like 5YL aliens and you just wanted to see a fusion of them.
Yes, sir.
And I was so excited because I liked 5YL and loved Rob's work that instead of doing one fusion, I did 3 different versions of the fusion. Because I couldn't decide. And then I sent him back to Rob, and he was shocked of all the things that they. I was like, yeah, no, I just had a real fun time with them. The aliens are really cool. I thought they were fun, plus I just couldn't decide. And that's whenever he offered me to work on some fusions for the comic, and then it snowballed into us being here now.
I see.
Yeah,
if I had to pick a favorite, that.
Yeah, I think that's a great choice, dude. I don't know. I have a lot of fun with the series, like even outside of the comic, like the drawing matrix video where Ash and I like just like come up with stuff. I feel like
I love those.
I always have the most fun when I am creating the design as I'm drawing it, because it's like, ooh, what if we did this, and you get immediate results. There's plenty of times where I'll have a great idea, but I'm like out somewhere or I'm sleepy and I have to like wait to do it. But something from the comic that I had a really fun time drawing. Let me see. In chapter 11, in Danny's dark matter induced nightmare, when his mind starts shattering and you see like screenshots from all of the different episodes of Danny Phantom. I had a blast doing that. Also because it was drawn in a slightly simpler style. It's really not that noticeable, if I'm going to be honest. But because I was doing it differently, it felt like I was able to have more fun with it. So that was a good one. And also, I really like drawing Lula. I think it's really fun just to do the wisps on the side of her head, her ears, or whatever they are. She's a fun character to draw. And in fact, anybody with like really wispy shapes are really fun. Like 5YL Ben, when he's wearing his beanie, he's got the wisp, he's got the tuft in front. I really like doing that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just, yeah. Yeah, I mean, thanks, man. That was a great question.
No problem. I have one, just one more.
Yeah, lay it on me.
That's fine. I know you recently are released with the recalibrated chapter 6.
Yes,
and I was wondering, what made you want to change the cover title from the Hands of Armageddon to
So chapter 6 was the chapter that suffered the absolute most due to my life situation at the time. Like, I was working a full-time job, but that was also really around when everything Ink Tank was taking off. So there was, and also, like, you know, my real life is just, you know, you got friends, you got family. That's the makings of a whole bunch of different situations. And it just felt like 5YL was the absolute bottom of the barrel of my priorities. But it's also when it started picking up and people really wanted it. So it was just suffered from, I think I phrased it before as like, I cut every single corner I possibly could making it. And it's just a very dull, boring chapter. At least it was. Especially the cover. The cover is literally a picture, like a photo of dirt that I used. I didn't even make a texture. It's literal dirt. And the Hands of Armageddon, like, I had this theme with the first couple of covers where I wanted there to be a circle every single time as like a theme. Every single cover had a circle. So I was like the Hands of Armageddon. But I was losing steam on that idea. Plus, like, the art is very blended weird into the hands. There was just so many things I did not like about the cover. So with the new one, I was like, first of all, I have to have everything I've done, I put on there to be something I drew. I'm not using a photo of dirt anymore. In fact, I even considered doing it and just doing dirt texture, but I was like, no, I want it to look good. It's got to look captivating. There's got to be faces on there. It's got to look like something, if this was physical and you're walking by, this would pop out to you on the shelf. And it also gave me a chance to draw Zim more, because he has a very small role in 5YL, and I actually really like drawing Zim. So I was like, you know, covers don't have to, like, really be anything significant, especially with comics.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, we can put Zim front and center, and then with Ben and Danny to switch it up, I want them in their spacesuits, because you don't really see them too much with the helmets on. So I was just using it as an excuse to do everything I couldn't do before, which was make the cover look good, draw Zim again, and draw Ben and Danny with their helmets on.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
I see. Well, thank you for this opportunity. It was nice to meet both of you.
I mean, thank you. It was great talking to you.
Yeah. And now, well, what am I saying?
It's all good. Toodaloo, Maloon.
Toodaloo.
Oh, how you feeling, Ashy?
I don't like that.
Sorry,
Ashy.
Ashy. Oh, Ashy.
I don't like that. That makes me sound like I talk like this.
Oh,
Hey,
Ashy.
Good evening. I'm O.R. Ashy, his cousin. I need some lotion. Please donate to my Kickstarter.
Ashy boy, yeah.
My
Named
Kickstarter
after his
lotion.
elbows.
Exactly.
All right, I'm gonna
keep smiling.
take one more person. And
last
then,
person.
you know, I mean, we could probably do this again sometime. This went pretty well. I feel like I've learned a lot about how this works, so I can probably do it better next time. I might screen share the Discord itself, so that if anybody wanted to turn on their camera or show art, it'd be easier to make that happen. But yeah, so I mean, this isn't the end, folks. If you didn't get a chance to talk to me or Ash, you know, we'll probably do this again. We also stream on Patreon. I personally stream every Tuesday at 2 p.m. EST. I'm in the Discord. I got my comment section, so, you know, I'm sorry if I couldn't get to everybody, but we're just gonna pick I'm not seeing any invite requests. I'm just seeing people say hi. Here's one. Oh, everything's moving so fast. Boom. You. Running around at the copywritten.
Hey, Hooker in Reno and Ashy Boyles.
Ahoy!
How you doing?
What's up, proud Blitzwolfer fan? Oh yeah, we got a Blitzwolfer repper out here. That's dope. What's up?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking very much. Recently, I beat Mario 64, which is I actually played a remake of it, a fan remake. It's a really good one.
Of what?
Thank you for asking. Mario 64.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said you were playing the 64. My bad. Okay, yeah, Mario 64, yeah.
So, sorry. Let me just get prepared a little bit.
Yeah, take your time.
Thank you. So, I'm a huge fan of your work, and for about 2 years, I think.
Thank you.
I think.
That's a long time, man. 2 years.
Yeah, for both of you, of course. You and Ash and stuff.
Which one do you like more? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No. I'm sorry.
Okay. So, more. So, questions. Here's a good one. So you at one point made a retelling of that -10 episode. Maybe you should do it again, but this time with that Alien Force episode, but with about Tetrax. Remember that? Remember that crap?
Oh, Secret of Chroma Stone?
Oh, you know what? That type of video, I have been wanting to do one of those really badly. Like that seems like such a fun concept for a video to do again.
Yeah, you know what?
Like rewriting an episode.
I was gonna say the reason I haven't done that again is because the -10 one came so naturally. I didn't plan to make it a video. It was just gonna be a little blurb at the end of a breakdown, but I just zoned out in my creative endeavors. And when I came to, I had a 6-page Word document, and I was like, oh, well, I don't want to cut any of this, so I'll just make it a video. But I was a little intimidated on doing another video of that where it's like rewriting the UA finale. I know that's a big request, and it's like it's not clicking for me. Like I would have to sit down and figure something out. Whereas the -10 one, it exists because something came to me first, and then it became a video. But what you just said right now, focusing on an episode and not like the whole finale, I feel like it might be easier to do the Chroma Stone episode. Yeah, I feel like that's not as intimidating of a task. So maybe, yeah. There's definitely much better ways to do it, of course.
I'd love to see that. I would love to very much. And here's a second question. This time it's not really Ben 10 related, but you're an Avatar fan, right? Last time, brother.
Oh yeah, I've seen it like 3 or 4 times.
Okay. So, what do you actually think of the second series, Legend of Korra? You hate it, you love it, you're mixed and stuff like that.
I like it a lot more than most people do. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen discussions about why people don't like it, but while I agree there's logic to it, I didn't feel that when I was watching it. I actually had a very great time watching Korra. I think the first season, you can tell it was written without the idea it would go past the first season, which does hold it back a teeny bit, but I loved Amon. Amon was amazing. I love Korra. In fact, her voice actress, Janet Varney, is how I imagine Lula sounds in 5YL. I like how... Well, actually, this was one thing I was mixed on, is how special bending became commonplace. Like, in the future, everyone's like a freaking lightning bender. But it makes sense, you know? Like, once someone invents something and shows it off, it will become commonplace. So it's actually smart of it to not be important anymore, because it's been 60 years. Yeah, so I mean, I liked Korra. Season 3 was probably my favorite. Was Zahir?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
Yeah, Ash, you see Korra?
No, unfortunately, I've never seen it. I've seen the first episode like 4 times, but I've never watched the show all the way through.
Oh man, it's pretty good. It's
do
pretty
really
good.
want to watch it still.
Yeah. There was a part of me, I remember, I don't feel this way anymore, but I remember being so hyped on Korra at one time. I was like, is this better than the first series? And then I rewatched the first series. I was like, no, the first one's miles better. But like, I liked Korra enough when I was watching it to consider it might be better than the original, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It's very imperfect compared to the mastery of Last Airbender, but still, I really cannot call it bad at all.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think if I picked it apart as intricately as I do Ben 10, the flaws would probably stand out more, but I don't want to, I guess. Like, I enjoy the fact that I enjoy it. I'm not looking for a reason to hate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty understandable. One question for Ash, if does he mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so this one's a doozy. Okay, so what's your problem with Superman? Oh God.
Oh snap!
God.
We're ending. This is
Okay,
what I
look.
wanted. I wanted to end on a strong note. Here we go.
Look. Okay, so it's not really that I have a problem with Superman. It's just generally the overpowered type of character. I don't hate them. They're just boring to me. Like when I latch onto a character and really enjoy them, it's because I see the struggle they go through when trying to deal with issues and like the hangups they have with that and the creativity or the increativity that they have with trying to figure out the problem, pushing past whatever is stopping them. Like I'm trying to think of an example. I know what is it? An example I like using now, at least, even though I'm not caught up, is My Hero Academia. Deku starts out as like, even with the powers wise, he's having to break his arm every time to punch someone. So he has to like find ways around it and do other types of stuff and struggles with that. And I enjoy seeing that struggle. That sounds wrong and kind of weird, but I enjoy seeing the struggle of characters, and that's why I don't like characters like Superman and Goku and stuff like that, where the entertainment or the hook value to them is just, oh, they're powerful right here. Let's push it even more and even more and even more. I understand why people like that. I mean, I like that when it comes to like certain aspects of Ben 10 and the million aliens that he has. I don't know. I'm just not super into OP characters, so I avoid them.
Well, the struggle part is actually very understandable. That's very interesting to watch how they grow, how they have to get over it, and all that kind of stuff. That's a fascinating idea, really.
Yeah, like it's the kind of rooting for the underdog type thing. I love those. Like,
same.
Give me Mega Mind, not Metro Man, essentially.
That's a good one. That's a very good one.
That's a pretty good answer.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Yeah,
chatting. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have more? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Just one more thing I want to say. I'm always free. I'm actually suggested you back in the other server. So I'm always free whenever you want to like suggest just asking for help in case 5UL needs a translation in another language.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that is something I'm very interested in doing, both for the comic and for the YouTube video. But a lot of the problems is the intricacy of it. Like with the comic, a lot of the text is baked in there. Because I didn't plan on having to edit it in the future. The newer chapters, I make them where everything is on layers upon layers, so we can take stuff, swap it out. You know, you can dub it a billion times in a billion different ways. But the older chapters, like the color layer, the line art, all of it is one layer. And it's been saved with the text cooked on there, including the speech bubbles. So it's possible, but it's not an easy task. But I would love to dedicate time to figuring out a way to do it, because I do think expanding 5YL to other languages would be very beneficial. And thank you for being willing to help with that, Blitzwolfer. I appreciate that.
No problem, Kuro. Until next time, glory to Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
Woo! A howling good time from Blitzwolfer. Awesome. One thing I do want to say, since this is a 5YL stream, and what you just said, Ash, made me think of this, is without commenting too much on the narrative of 5YL, I would say that part of my goal / challenge with writing Ben is treating him in that Superman format, which you said, where he's so obnoxiously powerful. How do you form a story around that without holding him back? Because in Ben 10, he's so powerful they gotta nerf him. He mistransforms. He can never figure out the Omnitrix. He's got a time limit, all of that. He doesn't know how to use Alien X. So I was like, is it possible to give Ben everything and make him smart enough to use everything and still tell a good story. And
Exactly.
yeah, that's what the but with that understanding, do you believe there is a Superman story out there that could intrigue you?
Oh, most definitely. Because there is a version of Superman I do like. It's the
All-Star?
Do what?
All-Star Superman? I'm just taking a guess before you say it to see if I'm right.
I forget which one All-Star is.
The one where it's the days of his final days on Earth, where he's going to die, so he's trying to do like a bunch of incredible, amazing stuff.
Oh no, I've never seen that. That sounds interesting though.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah.
What is it? Gods and Monsters Superman, the one that's the son of Zod instead of Kal-El.
Oh yeah,
Instead
he's
of,
cool. Yes.
Yeah, because you see him actually like. I don't know the full backstory with that version because I've only seen the movie. I've done very little looks into it, but he didn't start developing his powers until like later on in his life, and he dealt with like a very struggling life growing up because he didn't crash in Kansas. He crashed somewhere very different. And like it just I find that version interesting, especially because he even has like that little instinct in him of like I'm literally the most powerful person on this planet, and I've been mistreated by a lot of people on this planet. I could just like do whatever I want, but no, I am a good person and I am a hero and I will help people and stuff. And just I like that struggle. It seems more to him than just like an OP Boy Scout character.
I get you. In that regard, you might like Superman Red Sun.
That's the one where he crashes in the Soviet Union, correct?
Yeah, it's got a similar scenario where because he didn't grow up how regular Superman does, he has a whole different perspective on everything. So I think it is interesting, like, because Superman, like, at the core is like the perfect version of himself. So seeing alternate takes on what if Superman landed here or there, I think if that's what you're looking for, then Superman Red Sun, you would probably really like that.
I'll definitely check that out then.
Yeah. But on that regard, it was great talking to all these random people. I got to talk to, I mean, I see people who have been around a bit, and there were a handful of them in here, but more or less, I talked to a lot of people for the first time today, people I've never met, and I think that was very interesting. It was nice having an opportunity to really like connect with the fan base again. I wish I could more. I wish I could be as involved as you guys, but I'm much more efficient in creating the content that you guys enjoy by just delving straight into it. I can't be messaging people all day, which sucks because I want to. So, I mean, I'm sorry that I didn't get to everybody. I'm sure there's some people who are very disappointed they didn't get a chance to talk. And for that, all I can say is I'll try to do this again, or at least you can try to catch one of my live streams or ping me in the Discord. You know, keep trying. Don't take it too far though. You know, there's a level, you know, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us are aware of it. You know, just be respectful. But thank you everybody. There was a surplus of kind words said that I can't say anything else other than I'm immensely grateful, and I feel like the impact I have gives me a responsibility to make sure I'm continuing to give you guys a positive experience to the best of my ability. And Ash, I'm thankful to have you along for the ride.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Of course. But with that being said, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. And as always, keep it fizzy.